We did it! Episode 100! Alex, the fans didn't listen to us for 1 year, not 2 years, not 3 years. These fools listened to us for 4 whole years. Dude, it's time to party! Woo! Pop! Dude, what a wonderful night. Alex, how do you feel? What does it feel like to potentially run one of the most successful podcasts of all mankind?
Yeah, Adam, here's the thing. The world is crumbling, but you know what? We didn't crumble. We survived a pandemic. The economy is in shambles, but we are still here as the fourth pillar of your information economy. Podcasts are booming, but the tech industry is falling apart, but we are still here because you need us. You want us. We got to get in your ear holes and wiggle around in there, and you're going to have it, and you're going to love it because we're doing this for you. Play PSVR2. We hit episode 100. Adam, how are you feeling? You popping poppers. You got the hat. Did you ever think we would make it this far?
Dude, I didn't think I would make it to day 100 to be alive, let alone 100 podcasts. Think of all the hours that we have spent, all the airing of grievances, all the hours in VR that we have spent. It's been a miraculous ride. I hope we make it to 169. That's the next milestone.
And it might be the only milestone that matters because that might be about as far as we go with this, Adam. But we're going to keep trying our damnedest. Regardless, the world is going to be ashes one day, and we're still going to be recording this podcast, and people are still going to be listening, leaving comments, arguing with us, and complimenting us on our looks. And I'm very happy we've had that for 4 years. We're going to have it for 4 more years. Adam, we got a big episode here. I want to let the listeners know it's not just us patting ourselves in the back. All right, let me lay it on you. When I'm on my deathbed, people are going to ask me, what are you proud of? What do you hang your hat on? You know, what have you done with your life? Is it my career? No. Is it my children? Not enough. No. What do I hang my hat on? It's this podcast, baby. This is my life. This is what I have to show for it. We were gone for a couple of weeks. We're back. We're hungry. We're hornier than ever. And we're ready to bring the ruckus. So give me a second here. We got to get ready to fight, all right? We were gone. We were rested. We're coming back. We're ready to sweat, baby. Let's get this going. This isn't a joke. This is the real deal. Play PSVR2, episode 100. Let's hit this bad boy. We have an action-packed episode for you. We got to review Play PSVR's Game of the Year. Spoiler warning, it's VR pigeons. We should call it PSVR pigeons because who cares about those other headsets? Absolutely. We got Christmas gifts to give each other. You know, Adam and I love each other. We're handing each other stuff all the time. We get to sip on some nog. And of course, it's not just us. We got PSVR2 news. We got game announcements. We're going to fill your little stocking up with all sorts of fun stuff. So you're going to listen to this episode about 100 times because it's the 100th episode. And that's what you do when you hit the 100th episode. You know what? Screw the Game Awards, Adam. We got the Play PSVR2 Awards. Jeff Keighley called me. He wanted to be on this. I said, no way, man. This isn't your show. This isn't your bag. This is our show. Cook Cerny called me. I said, stay away from my wife. Stay away from my... You don't want to miss this. But first, Adam, you know what we got to do. We got to hit the gamer juice.
Listen, I cannot wait. Listeners, we are going to fill you up. And we're not going to take no for an answer. So here's the thing. I love me some eggnog. It is a Christmas tradition. Alex, little did you know, right before this episode, I dropped a video and a little YouTube short on how you make Yoshi's egg nog. It's wonderful. Here's what you do, folks. You gotta find the milk of a little Yoshi. You gotta grab it. You gotta take the milk. You need some heavy whipping cream. You need some Yoshi eggs. You crack those bad boys open. You take the yolk. You add some sugar. You blend the crap out of it. You put cream. You put milk, cinnamon, nutmeg. I like bullet bourbon. It's spicy. It's hot. Gets my butthole hot. It's gonna be great. Real good. I'm gonna get laced up tonight, Alex. This is a long podcast. I'm going to be trashed. You blend it. And then you blend and you just destroy the egg whites. You mix it together. Now I got Yoshi's egg nog.
Adam.
Dang, is it good. It's a little green because, you know, Yoshi. But man, is it good. Oh, it's good.
After 100 years of gamer juice with you, I'm proud of you. You always bring the ruckus. You always have a wonderful drink, and everybody talks about. I think some people just listen to this to hear what your gamer juice is going to be. I'm always boring. I'm kind of boring here. I went to the store and said, "What represents? What represents what we're doing?" This is Celsius Heat, the energy drink, because I'm not about to lose my momentum, my stamina here. This is an energy drink, proven performance. I think it says proven performance right there, and that's, if nothing, Play PSVR is proven performance. It's cherry lime. Let's see. Tastes like cherry lime. This is going to keep me going. This is going to keep me up for this marathon of an episode, Adam. How is Yoshi's Nog?
Dude, it is so good. It really is. I only drink, obviously, eggnog during Christmas. It's the best eggnog I've ever had. I'm probably biased because I make it, but holy crap, is it good, man. It's almost as good as this week's Powerade Play of the Game. And now there was only one game that we're reviewing, but that didn't win it because we're the Powerade Play of the Game.
Play of the game, play of the week, play of the year, play of the century. 100. Those poppers. Pop those poppers, baby. Silly shit all over this house. Oh, man. And everybody agrees, Adam. I talked to a lot of listeners. They said, yeah, you guys really should be the Power A Play of the Week every week. And we can't do that to Power A. They financially support us in this venture, I think. I'm still clinging on to that headset mount that they give us. I'm still charging my Move controllers in there. And without them, this wouldn't be a podcast. Power A Play of the Week, baby. Thank you for the one-time donation of a VR headset mount and charging system. You keep us going.
Yes. We wouldn't be able to even have a website without you. PlayPSVR.com if you didn't know. Here's the thing, Alex. We really have been through a lot. And the reason we are the Play of the Week is because we have survived through cease and desist. We've thrived when everyone else is in economic turmoil. We have not died. I mean, look at the obstacles we have overcome. A pandemic. Everything that listeners you have been through, we've been through and more. Not to, discourage you.
And more. We're doing more than you.
It's absolutely incredible. I think we deserve it. On episode 100, give us our flowers. Let's raise our laurels. We deserve it. There it is. Powerade Play of the Week. Play PSVR2, the podcast.
Thanks for listening. Join us on Twitter and YouTube, and have your mom listen to the podcast, and we'll see you guys next week.
That would be awesome. You wish. We're not going to bed till 3 in the morning. Okay. So here's the thing, Alex. The next thing I do want to cover is people have mentioned, guys, you have so many business ventures, and your timeline is so thorough and wild. I can't keep up. So here, I wanted to go through how we got here. We started from the bottom. Now we're here. We started with Play PSVR, the podcast. That was the first thing we ever made. And I have to give you credit. I believe it was your idea. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm a podcast fanatic, and now I'm maybe one of two of the greatest podcasters in the world, you being the other one. We'll find out later who's number one and who's number two. But yeah, we started this as just, we wanted to talk about PSVR, and now what we're doing is making maybe the greatest podcast known to man. Move aside, Serial. We don't care about you, Joe Rogan. NPR, we've had enough. Play PSVR is covering since 2018. That's how long you've been doing this, and can you believe it? It's still just as good and just as fresh as it's ever been.
You're absolutely right. I will say, going back, we're going to have some clips we're going to show for some of the other parts of the show. We had some rough quality back in the day. So you, the people, we do it for you, but thank you for your patience, because some of it did not sound great. But where Play PSVR, the podcast, started, then comes playpsvr.com. I remember the very first review I ever did was Discovery for PSVR. It wasn't a bad game. It was a Minecraft clone. I remember the first thing I did was make a hippo, and you go in its butthole, and it's a maze, and then you come out his mouth. I mean, I guess you could have done it the other way too, but it's intended for you to go in his butthole. It was great. Like, good stuff. Do you remember the first review you did?
Oh, I don't even know. It's you hammered out like 5 reviews before I could even get one done. I think it might have been what's that? Not Carnival Games. It's that game where you're like in a Chuck E. Cheese almost, but you're just playing the
Oh,
arcade
Pierhead?
games. Pierhead Arcade. I'm pretty sure that was it. It gave me
What a
a.
game to start off on.
It was very fun. The review ended up being existential crisis of like, if you have everything, unlimited everything, how do you end up being? And I loved it. I love what we did with those reviews. We're going to be doing it again. You'll get to read them on the website. We're back in action, back in form. PSVR is back in form, and of course, we go along with it. Some say we pull it. We pull the PSVR ecosystem with our podcast.
Okay, so then that was obviously such a riveting success. We were like, we can't stop. We have to keep pumping content out. And this one, play PSVR was your idea. Gamehole was my idea. I wanted to jump in, play games that not necessarily VR games, and then discuss the entire game, kind of like a deep dive. I really enjoyed it, but it didn't last long, Alex. It didn't last long.
I don't know what podcast you're talking about. I have heard about two really good, handsome podcast hosts discussing whole games on a podcast.
Oh, yes.
Timeless classics like Transpose, and games like horrible games, but you still go through it to warn the listeners of games like Kingdom Hearts, things like that.
Oh, I hate you. What was Everyone Goes to the Rapture? I really liked that you hated. You're so stupid. What
Outer
was
Wilds, the one we both loved.
Which one?
Outer Wilds.
I hate you. Yeah. Well, listen, I'm getting my payback because you never finished Kingdom Hearts 2. And listen, if you stay tuned for nothing else, listeners, you are going to want to listen to what Alex has to go through because we may get the first live vomit on the podcast. Dead serious. It might happen. It's wonderful. Anyhow, yes, such a tragedy that it was like a life taken too young. It really was. Legal implications. We didn't, we couldn't go to jail for it.
Yeah, I think it was more of like a kind of a political assassination. People didn't want us to get too big, but they couldn't, do it apparently, so they had to take legal action against us. And if that's what it takes, it's not like we're going to stop. You try to stop that, we just come up with another one, and we did come up with another one. Adam, what do we do after the whole game discussion podcast?
And I do want to focus on the fact that we don't take no for an answer. I don't believe in words like stop and go away. I don't believe in them. I don't listen to it.
Get out of my house.
That doesn't matter. No. Listen, then we start gaming is in session, and you may recognize that as our YouTube channel, as our Twitter, and this is a beautiful flower in itself, Alex, because I have more free time than you do. This gives me the opportunity to put things in rock tumblers and see if they work, or flush my Nintendo Advanced games down my toilet accidentally, or see how far my DualSense behind a dumpster of Wendy's will it actually work with my PS5. Open Pokemon cards. It is wonderful. We love it. It's still trucking. If you remember, we even had a little bit where we did like almost a bi-weekly show, which was really good. I loved it, but man, it took so much time. That's like a full-time job.
Yeah, that was, I enjoyed, it was almost like a sketch comedy type show. So we had little bits here and there. It was very fun. I enjoyed, Adam, you did a lot of great editing there. But it let me just think of some weird stuff to do too. Do
you have a favorite skit or video, like your NFT video?
My NFT video, I watched that. That's why I basically don't have to work anymore, because I sold that NFT. Square Enix is still giving me residuals off that, so that's great. But the Diablo 2 review, that was so fun to do. Took a lot of time, but that was just a wonderful. I watch it to this day, sit down with popcorn, get my kids in the room. Hey, we're going to watch this. And they said, I thought it was movie night. And I said, yeah, we'll watch this. They said, it's only 5 minutes long. I said, we'll watch it, 40 times if we have to make it feel like a movie. And we do.
And we watched that last week. Too bad. We're watching it again.
Yeah. Yeah. You're going to memorize this. You're going to learn it and you're going to appreciate it. Yeah. What was your favorite thing that we did, Adam?
Oh, man, that's tough. I don't know why it sticks with me, but we had one introduction to the video where it was Pawn Stars. And the beginning of Pawn Stars was serious, and there's these guys that are like, you never know what's going to walk through that door, and they're overly serious, and there's dramatic music, and you see their storefront and people handing expensive watches and other like knickknacks, like things that people take to Pawn Stars. And as soon as they say you never know what's going to come through that door. I cut to real life scene of me bust through the door, and then I'm like, gaming is in session. And it was just, I don't know. It was so unexpected, and it was well edited, and that's the thing I'm most proud of in my life.
I
That
thought it was going to be the naked battleship game that we played.
that actually, I forgot about that one. That's good. See, I wish we had more time to do things like that, but PSVR2 isn't. It's not slowing down.
It's a full-time job.
It's a full time, and it's coming at us full steam ahead. Cleveland Steamer all the way to February 22nd. Then, if you remember, play PS5 the podcast. The fun doesn't stop because, and ironically, Alex, this is probably it's not. We didn't do this for too long, but technically, if you look at the response and the views, it was our most successful one. I mean, obviously a bigger audience, and it was fun while it lasted. But the thing is, once the news of PSVR2 started leaking out, I couldn't do it anymore. Flat games just, they don't do it for me when you have VR. First time I put the headset back on after maybe a year and a half, oh man, it was like I fell in love with your mom all over again. I was head over heels, and I mean, it was a good time, right? We covered some games, did some reviews. It was fun.
Yeah, I mean the PS5 is a great console. I love playing the games on it. You know, Returnal's wonderful. There's a lot of good stuff, but here's the issue with the PS5 that the PSVR 2 is not going to have, and that's it was stuck in last gen. You could still play. I mean, God of War Ragnarok just came out for it. That's a PS4 game that just looks prettier on the PS5. PSVR 2 is not going to have that issue. The games are going to be enhanced. The experience is going to be enhanced, and that our hype and the podcast will be enhanced because of it. So it's hard to get excited about last gen games on a next gen podcast. So here we are with a next gen podcast, and we're bringing that next level of hype with it.
And yeah, I still have the same issue with the PS5. I still feel like rarely do I play a game that's like, this is a PS5 game rather than a prettied up PS4 game. You know, at this point, it's been out years. Bros, move on. It does suck. Also, there's so many PS5 games. I didn't realize how much work it was to stay on top of a whole console. VR is a sweet spot. And then that is why we are now here. Like I said, started from the bottom. Now we're here. It is Play PSVR 2, the podcast. Man, I'm loving it. I'm counting down the days to February 22nd.
Yeah, it's rapidly approaching, and as we get closer, we're getting more and more news coming out, things to get more hyped about. You know, they had that last blog post where they detailed like 8 games, talked about Switchback VR, and I was like, that's it. That's enough for me. I'm sold. I'm in it. I got my pre-order, and I'm ready to rock. Then they just keep releasing more information. More games get announced. We'll talk about it here in just a second. But like, even one of the product people at Sony just said, not all the games are announced yet. We have more to talk about. We still have a couple. We have like a month and a half until this gets released, and they're going to drop some more bombs on us. And I'm so pumped. I'm so excited. My hype levels are at the peak. But Adam, the Game Awards came and went. And who cares what happens there? But a game was announced for PSVR 2, and you just watched the trailer, so it's fresh on your lips, fresh on your lids. I want you to tell me what you think about Behemoth.
So, yeah, exactly. This game looks very impressive. So they only have a cinematic trailer out now, so no actual gameplay. So I do want to preface this discussion with that. But the game looks like a cross between Shadow of the Colossus, like Swordsman VR, and Skyrim. It looks like a mash between those in the best possible way. And again, everything I look at in terms of trailers and conceptualizing a game is now involving those adaptive triggers and that haptic feedback, both in the hands and in the headset. And it's going to change the way all of these games feel. It's going to increase immersion, and it's going to take a game that maybe was, a 7 out of 10. It's probably going to become a 9 out of 10 now if they utilize the technology well. This is a game that it's too early really to judge and say, wow, that looks good enough that's going to be a system seller. But there is enough in there that has me really excited, very hopeful. I still need to wait to see more information. What did you think about it?
The trailer looked good. As you said, it's cinematic footage. They're just showing you the concept. Now, I appreciate that the concept they went with was a scale-based concept, right? VR does something better than flat games when it gives you that sense of scale. You got a giant monster you're fighting. The Shadow of the Colossus type feeling in VR is something that we always appreciate when it happens. It's great to feel overwhelmed by the size of your enemy or the environment and really feel like you're there. And I do feel like on PSVR, it would have been hard to pull off. PSVR2 with this extra power and also the better ability to navigate, haptic stuff like that. Imagine this giant behemoth taking a step and your headset rumbles a bit. That's going to be a wonderful feeling. It's going to be amazing. But the thing that gets me most hyped about it is, yeah, that trailer shows a lot of fun stuff. Can they deliver on it? And here's the games that this company has made in the past that makes me feel like they will deliver on it. This is Skydance Interactive, and you might have heard the name. They released Archangel. You remember that game, Adam? Did you play that?
I don't think I played it, but I know the game.
It's a really, really pretty, fun game. It's more of a rail shooter, but you're in a giant mech and you're shooting stuff. Super action-packed. Looks great. Super fun to play. But then the big one they launched, Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. That's a proven, great game for PSVR, just for VR in general, but for PSVR 2, they pulled it off and made it so fun to play. Great interaction, great graphics, great gameplay. And they're, of course, doing Walking Dead Saints and Sinners 2, which looks absolutely thrilling. So this company has the track record behind them, and we know that they can probably deliver on the promise that they're making with this trailer. Now, I don't know if they say when this game is coming out. Browsing through the notes here, I don't see anything, saying what's happening, but I'm happy to see them make their own game, not tied to some IP like Walking Dead. I'm excited to see what's happening. The trailers look great. So if you have a chance, go look at the trailer. Melee combat against super giant monsters, probably climbing them or something like that. It's going to be an awesome time. It was the best thing to come out of the Game Awards, I think, for me at least.
Yeah, I can't imagine it being a launch title, right? With Walking Dead Saints and Sinners 2 coming, there's no way they can be working on both those things, I wouldn't think. Plus, I feel like they would have told us in this blog if it were, right? Like, why withheld that information? But it's fine. Like, go ahead, learn, take your time, make a great game. I'm cool with it. Speaking of great games, there's some news dropping about Resident Evil Village. And I love the first one. I didn't really want to play Horizon. Right now, we are in a constant struggle, Alex, of internally we have to decide what is our game plan on launch day. There, as you mentioned, so many titles now that are becoming available on launch day. How do we sort through this? And it got a lot murkier because Resident Evil Village will launch on February 22nd. Free DLC, obviously, if you already have the game, for the PSVR 2. I mean, incredible news. I was really hoping to hear this. I feel like it's got to be a day one play. The only issue is, can I finish it? Or do I only have to play a little bit of it and then move to another game and cycle them through? How more does this make it difficult for you on launch day? Or do you think this is just, you got to play it? This is the number one game priority list, and it actually makes it easier for you.
Yeah, this makes it rough. Like you're saying, when Resident Evil 7 came out, I don't believe it was a launch title for PSVR. We had to wait a little bit for that. So PSVR, when it first came out, it didn't have any real heavy hitters, right? Like Batman was the big one. Thumper was the best reviewed game. If you're like a nerd like us, then you really liked Rez. But that was about what you got when the PSVR came out. Now we have what's probably going to be the best PSVR 2 game for a year or 2 years until something we're just not anticipating comes out. And it's coming out at launch. So, me personally, if this was the only game coming out at launch, I feel like the headset would be justified. I'm so ready to play it. I've played this a little bit in the flat mode. It was wonderful. The whole time I was playing it, I was just thinking man, this is fun, but it'd be so much better in VR. And now it is in VR. I'm glad I waited, honestly. I hemmed and hawed. I didn't know if it was going to happen. I'm glad I waited to play it for the first time in VR. That's how I want to experience these first-person Resident Evil games. And now there's all the extra content they've added too. You can get the gold edition of Resident Evil Village and play through it. I'm just so pumped. And so you're right. Part of me wants to say this is all I'm going to be playing for a week after PSVR 2 launches, but we can't do that to the listeners, Adam. We got to deliver this content. They're asking for this. Right. So we're going to be playing Tentacular. We're going to be playing Cosmonious High. We're going to be playing Switchback VR. We're going to be playing Saints and Sinners 1 and 2, and we're going to be playing Resident Evil Village. My thing with Resident Evil Village is I could probably play for a good 3 hours or so and know that it's going to be like the best game on the system, right? There's not big surprises unless there's some kind of like huge plot twist. But honestly, this is Resident Evil. What you see is what you get, and what you get is a great ass game. So it makes it difficult. My priorities are to play all these new games, these new experiences, all the new fun VR stuff. But when I take the Play PSVR2 work jacket off and it's Alex's personal time, and I'm telling my kids, go away, leave me alone, I'm playing Resident Evil Village.
Yeah, I am. So I played Resident Evil 2 recently based on your suggestion. And the whole time I'm just like, this would be so much better in VR. What if this were in VR? Like, it ruins it for you to play Resident Evil, I think, flat mode when you've played it in VR because you know what it could be. This is obviously, I can't think of a game I want to start more than this game. You're right, it's going to be tough trying to find time to play all of them. This is huge. I can't wait. Also, remember on eBay, you can get the Resident Evil Village for like $20 physically. Get it now while it's cheap, and then you can get that free DLC, and then bada boom, bada bang, or whatever that phrase is. If you don't have it, get it now, because I'm telling you, it's going to go up. Last question, then we got to move on, Alex. We've got too much to cover. Do you think this is I want to say a minor system seller? Do you think this game will convince people who wouldn't get PSVR on launch day to now get PSVR 2?
Yeah. Okay. So, Adam, you're kind of teetering on my airing of grievances. I don't know if we're going to get to that today. I'm going to launch one of them right now, and that is people complaining about the launch titles of the PSVR 2. All right. PSVR 2, after they announced all those games, 8 games, and we have all these bonus games coming out, I was reading Reddit, trying to find news, see what people were thinking about PSVR 2. And the recurring theme was, they're charging all that money for a headset, and there's no games at launch. It's going to be stupid. I don't want it. Who the hell do you think you are? Think about what's happening. We have these new games being announced, but we also have these old games guaranteed to have day one updates to them, and
quality like No Man's Sky. Like, yeah, it's not like little ticky-tack games. Yeah.
And the update isn't like the PSVR or PS4 to PS5 update where it's just like, oh, now the controller vibrates a bit harder, or now your frame rate is 65 frames per second instead of 60 frames per second. It's real tactile differences, haptics. You have better controllers, you have better fidelity of the visuals, you have the foveated rendering. All these games that you looked past their flaws of the PSVR to enjoy, you no longer have to look past the flaws, and you get an enhanced experience. It's like playing a game on an entirely different system as opposed to just a slightly better system. So not only do we have, God knows, like 20 games from PSVR getting ported day one and enhanced on PSVR 2, we have that. If it was just that and the 8 games they announced like last month, that would be good. Now Resident Evil 7 or Resident Evil 8, and we got all this crap we're going to be talking about later in the podcast. They just keep hitting us with new launch titles. Who the hell are these nerds? It's actually not that good. Who gives a shit what you think? You obviously have no idea what's going on. This Resident Evil is a system seller, but the system was already sold with the promise of PSVR 2, enhanced tracking, enhanced visuals, foveated rendering, maybe one of the best headsets you can get for under $1,000, and you got a PS5. You're actually going to make that PS5 useful. What are you going to do if you don't get a PSVR 2, right? What are you going to be doing in February when you don't have a PSVR 2? Probably sticking a DualSense up your butt and hoping Kratos gets punched and that thing vibrates. So freaking, I'm tired of these nerds sitting around poo-pooing something that hasn't launched yet when we already know it's going to be great. All right. We already know it's going to be one of the greatest things to hit video games. So that's that. I'll roll into it later, but Adam, let's bring it down. Let's get our attitude set. Adam, I have a gift for you. All right. We're going to open more gifts later. I have a gift for you. I worked really hard this week. I'm opening up new levels of entertainment for us. Adam, I made you a song comprising some beats that I made and also some sound bites from our greatest hits of the PSVR, Play PSVR, the podcast. What I want you to do is listen to this song. I just want to see how you feel about it. I've listened to it maybe 100 times since I made it, no joke. And without further ado, let's play the song, Adam. Let's get it going. This is Play PSVR, and the song title is Area B.
Area B, I love it. So I'm going to go play this, and this is, I've never heard it. So this is live reaction. I want your reaction, listeners. Let me know what you think, too. But I'm curious. I'm excited. You've been talking this up, so let's start right now. Okay. Oh, got some beat. Dude. Oh, there's res. This is res, baby. Oh, I already love it.
Area B.
I feel like I'm gonna start flying.
Get ready.
Yeah. Oh. See, this is what happens when you listen to it live. It stuttered. It stopped at second 16. I can't hear it. What did you do to it? Well, see, this is Alex told me to listen to this during the break, listeners, and I should have listened to him. But why would it not? I'm gonna try it again. I know
just download it. Just download it instead of trying to stream it from the cloud.
Oh my! It was so good too. I was waiting because I was like, wait, it's gonna drop. There's got to be lyrics. The bass is gonna drop. I don't know, and it never did. Dang it! Okay. I'm going back in. Dude, what is my Chromebook? I think is slow. You know what, Alex? I know this is. Let me just listen to this. Download it. We'll cover it first thing next segment. But right here, quickly, let's talk about some fan art because we've got a little time before the segment breaks, and I want to highlight some fan art because some of the things we enjoy most are the interactivity of the fans with, and we've had a lot, surprisingly. I mean, I guess we've been on for 100 episodes, but I do want to highlight some of it because we do it for you, the people, and you have blessed us with some art. And the first one you and I can both appreciate here, Alex, are the 3D models. Matilda from Twitter used a VR. Let me check. I don't remember I don't know the actual game that he used.
I think it was probably Sculpt VR, I think.
I'm not sure if it was even a PSVR game. Anyhow, he used some modeling game in virtual reality. He actually made models of us. I'll put a picture of it up here, but here's myself as well. It looks really good. And he made one of me and Alex. I love this thing. I brag about it all the time. It's up here. Everyone who comes to my house, I show them like, yo, look, here's me. When people are like, hey, what can you do with a 3D printer? I'm like, this is what I can do with a 3D printer and a podcast. And their mind is blown. They love it. Matilda, you're up here. You rock.
Yeah, that was a great piece of art. And I forget who made this for us. I think it might have been Matilda. He's great at putting this stuff together. There was an episode that I told about my rabbit in its hutch getting its scrotum torn on a little ladder that it had in its hutch. And here, I'm just going to change my background real quick so everybody can see. After that episode, I was emailed this. Let me just bend over. Adam, you can show it in the video.
Dude, it looks... This is hilarious. It's pretty unsettling, but it's so funny. It's jacked up, man.
I love how happy the rabbit looks. Rest in peace, Abbott. He didn't make it. Well, he made it after this. He got attacked by a dog. Anyways, he looks so happy in this picture. And this is how I want to remember Abbott, the rabbit, getting his scrotum torn by the ladder.
Dude, his scrotum is like stretched too. Like it's not like he got caught and he stopped. Like Okay, this next piece is, I just appreciate it because it's actually a really good piece of art. It's moss and the headset. It's just really well done. The colors are really good. I mean, this I think was for a giveaway, and people are supposed to do a mashup of different games or, something related to one of their favorite PSVR games. This is obviously moss. Very well done. There's some people got skills out there. And then the other is... this might be my favorite, Alex. Do you remember this woman?
Oh, yeah. The tentacle woman.
The tentacle woman. The breasts are maybe the most beautiful breasts I've ever seen. And
maybe the only breasts you've ever seen.
It's up here on the video for you to see. If you're listening to the podcast, essentially it's a tentacle woman wearing a headset. Alex and my faces are the breasts. And it is just, it's really creepy. It's really well drawn. I don't know where they got this idea. I don't think we talked about this. It is just a perfect piece of fan art. And although the 3D printed and sculpted Adam is my favorite practical and tangible piece of art that I can use and show everyone, including my mom, your mom, the principal, or whatever. The other I can't really show anyone because they're gonna judge me real hard, but it looks real good. What is your favorite piece of art that we've got now?
It's definitely the tentacle lady. And he did send us a 3D model of that as well. I just couldn't figure out how to get it into the slicer to print.
Wait, really?
Yeah, when I think of art that fans have made, I think that's the first one that comes to my mind. It's just so out of. Here's what it is. It's inspired. That piece of art, we didn't ask for it. It was inspired by us, and then when it was given to us, you know what it did? It inspired us to keep doing what we're doing. It's a cyclical event. Please continue to send us art, send us pictures, do what you got to do, because that keeps us pumped up to drop this content for you. But yeah, I love that one. It's an all-time classic. I
did not know we had a model for this. I'm gonna try to find it and 3D print that. The thing is, who can I show it to?
Me?
It's like, but that's my problem. That's not the people's problem. I'll deal with it. Those are my ghosts and my demons.
This is Adam's demons. This is Adam's monkey, Adam's circus. But Adam, we're running out of time in this segment. Let's go ahead and hit the break so we can get back. I need you to listen to this song, man. This song's been bouncing around in my head for years. I need to drop this on you. All right, we are back with segment 2 of Play PSVR2, the podcast. Do not be worried. There's more segments coming after this. This is the 100th episode. You would be pleased if we had 100 segments, and we might do that. So just keep joining along for the ride. But we're going to break this one open. This is a big episode. It's a 2-drinker. I got my second gamer juice, Bud Light Platinum, because we are a platinum podcast here. You do this for 100 episodes. This is what you get awarded with. Blood orange flavored. I'm going to need this. I'm going to need this to wash down my punishment later. So I got to open this now. Give me the good old chikoo. And let's go have a sip here.
Man, I can't wait for the punishment. It's going to be at the end of the segment, and it is well deserved.
That is a punishment in and of itself. What was I thinking?
It sounds awful. Why would you buy that?
Man, I don't even know. It's not good. It's like seltzer, and it tastes like blood orange. It's a bad news combined with bad news coming later. But we have some good news, Adam. We had technical difficulties. I need you to listen to this song. This is part of my soul that I've bared for you and the audience to let you know how much I appreciate what you do for the podcast, how much I appreciate the podcast. Just a little heads up. You heard a little bit, Adam. You kind of got the drift initially. This is like Rez, okay? This is a song inspired by Rez. As I was creating it, I think my love for Rez and PSVR came out and molded this song. And I will just say we're going to launch this on Spotify and YouTube as its own thing, so you can listen to it as much as you want. Trust me, we're going to make this available for all the listeners. But Adam, are you ready to listen to the song? Because I need you to hear this. This is Adam's first time hearing it. I'm so proud of this, and I can't wait to hear his muted reaction to something that I love.
Do I need to wear a headset for this?
I don't think so. No.
Like the PSVR headset, yeah. Okay, here we go. Starting it now. Boom, boom. I like the little. And then there's the clap. There's the clap. I love it. It's starting to pick up. We're getting some rhythm.
4-minute song, yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, dude, that's good. That low. Boom. Oh, yeah, I like that. It doesn't have me in it yet.
Just wait.
Oh. You're just me saying butthole.
Butthole's. The butthole's
hot.
Buttholes.
Dude, that is gold. Dude, I'm actually impressed. This sounds pretty good. I mean, the butthole thing, like, if it didn't have butthole in it, this would be a banger. At the same time,
it already is a banger.
I go over to an anteater. I want to know where you got this music. Are you a DJ on the side?
I made the
bend down. And you know how when people work on your cars, they get on those flat things with wheels and slide underneath the car so they can work on the undercarriage?
What did that have anything to do with?
I do that. I do that to the rectum of the anteater.
Okay. I don't remember that one. I didn't remember.
And so I enjoyed Solo. Just
dude, it's good. Oh my! And then dude, this might be the next area. This might be area.
I do that. I do that.
I do that.
I do that.
I am genuinely impressed.
Baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back,
Baby back, baby back, baby back.
baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back.
Blammo! I thought it was supposed to be Blammo.
Baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back.
I definitely should be
Baby back,
Blammo.
baby back, baby back, baby back. Butts.
Butthole.
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 Butts.
Good.
Say turd one more time. Butthole. Butthole.
Butts.
Say turd one more time. My butthole's hot. You could relax with a popsicle stick on your butt.
Oh, I like the draw. I think that's what it's called. I sound like such an idiot.
Baby back. Baby back.
I do that.
Dude,
Baby back.
I do that. Say turd one more time. Say turd one more time. And I start sucking on it.
Area B is for butthole, isn't it?
I would rather put my penis in a notebook. I do that.
You didn't say the rest of the joke.
I do that. My butthole's hot.
Good and well done. I don't know if you hear me clapping because the mics have. Well done, man. That is impressive. I am genuinely. So Alex has been telling me like, oh, I've listened to this a ton and I've worked on it and I'm really proud of it. I never know what to expect because sometimes Alex doesn't have the best ideas, and not always the best execution on stuff. But dude, that was good. Like it was a banging beat.
Mhm.
It where you put the various sound clips of my butthole's hot and Blammoo was like perfect. It was like a techno song.
Yeah.
It is that might be that's Spotify top 10 written all over it.
All over it. Yeah, we're going to launch it on Spotify. It's going to be when people do the 2023 wrap up, it's going to be you listen to Play PSVR Area B more than anything else. That's what's going to be across Spotify. So, it was really fun making it. As I was doing it, I was putting pieces together and I was like, this is all right. And then I listened to like the first minute. I was like, oh, this is something. And then that just powered me through the other 3 minutes as I was making it. And I'm not joking. I've just had it on loop as I'm listening to it. I've had you bouncing around in my ears for a week now, Adam, or something. I guess 3 days.
I was bouncing around in your ears in your mom's bed. So the thing is, we'll turn this into a YouTube short and it will be on YouTube as just its own video. And then we'll find a way to put on Spotify. I feel like making it a whole episode may be excessive, but there's got to be a way for us just to upload a song, right?
There's got to be an episode to be the easiest way, but that's fine if we don't. I'll figure something out.
We'll figure it out. I love it, Alex. That means so much to me. Now I have it and I can play it whenever I want. I'm gonna blare it in my car going down the street because the thing is, people may not even realize it's me.
Yeah.
They'll just be like, "Wow, that's a hit."
Listen to that banger.
It is.
My butthole's hot listening to that.
That's right. I really am genuinely impressed. I wouldn't know how to do music, morphing together, whatever you call it. I can tell you learned from Electronauts. Well done.
That's exactly right. That's the only thing that motivated me. I was like, I played Electronauts. I made some good songs on Electronauts. I could probably do something with this.
Okay, well there it is, folks. You are going to get Area B, the first, I guess, what do you call it? First edition of the site. And maybe this is the first of many to come, Alex. You may have just embarked on a new career.
This is the fifth pillar of the economy that we've broken into. I will just say, listeners, reach out. If you want me to send you the MP3, that's fine too. I doubt anybody's going to email us, but whatever. We can get this to you. If you want a copy, I'll send it to you. I've been listening to it a lot. I really enjoy it. And it's funny. And yeah, so I'm glad to present that to you, Adam. Thank you for inspiring me for that. But Adam, enough of that. Enough navel gazing, enough patting each other on the butthole. Let's move into some news, Adam. We got some Play PSVR content to discuss. So here's a big piece of news, and it may or may not be related to Play or to PSVR, but Sony announced Mocopi. Mocopi, this is like a motion capture, full body VR thing that they developed. And I'll just give you some snippets from the news here. Sony is selling this thing. It's 6 small tracking pucks that you can attach to your arms and your ankles and your hips and your head. And it gives you full body tracking when you use VR. And currently it works on PC VR and the Quest 2. Not PSVR yet. They haven't announced it, but my goodness, Sony, why would you not put this on the PSVR 2?
Yeah, it doesn't make
Sure,
any sense.
They're probably going to wait to make this happen, but it's Sony. You give us the full body experience. But currently it connects to a smartphone app, which then sends that data to the headset. But in the end, you have full body tracking. It tracks your feet, tracks your hands, tracks your hips, tracks your head, and you get that full body experience. Right? They're marketing it for like VR chat, which people love. That's that app. It'd be great if we got that on PSVR 2. The kind of walk around, talk to people and things like that. That's really awesome. Here's the kicker, Adam. Right now it costs, and I think they're making a cheaper version. I got to dive more into it. The version right now costs around $357, which sounds like a lot of money. It is a lot of money. It's almost a whole other VR headset. But if you're wanting that full-bodied experience where you can walk around and move and it tracks your movement and stuff like that, this is the way to go. I mean, here's the thing. Meta announced they're like, we have legs now with their VR thing, and they don't have any trackers, but it didn't even quite work. They like pre-configured that when they announced it. This will allow you to have that without any of like waiting for Meta to figure it out, and it's kind of vendor agnostic too. So this is pretty awesome. This is something I really hope Sony pushes into the PSVR 2 ecosystem. Adam, I want to know, 357, yeah, that's a lot. It's kind of fledgling technology. It's new. How do you feel about full motion tracking in VR? What does that do anything for you? Is that something you're looking for in VR?
I feel like it's tough. I think without more information, it's tough because now it only provides tracking. There's nothing with haptic feedback, nothing with any additional immersion other than when I move my leg, the game knows I moved it, right?
Yeah. Well, so think about this.
The problem I have is, one, right now, I think the most important parts of immersion are like your torso and your arms and your head. PSVR 2 is going to have that covered. I mean, maybe if I extend my elbow out, okay, it's not going to know that, but you're going to be so concentrated on other stuff, that's not really going to matter. I also feel like we've complained this episode how Sony has made this brand new console. It's been, what, 2? It's been 2 or 3 years. I don't remember, 2, I think. And they're just doing PS4 games that are prettier. So what games would actually utilize this? I would feel like very few of them for PSVR 2. Remember, PCVR, I'm never going to get into that.
So think about this, Adam. Think about Beat Saber, but instead of the controllers, you're actually slicing things with your hands. That would be something fun. It's tracking where your hands are. You can kick the blocks. You can slice the blocks with your hands. Think about like a boxing game, right? The issue with boxing games in VR is you do have to block in boxing, and you run the risk of messing up your controller if you slam it against your head to bring your gloves up to block. If you have these Mocopi things, it knows where your hands are. You can just box freehand. I mean, I could even wear a pair of boxing gloves if I wanted to, and I could get that tracking that I needed, full motion tracking. It could recognize my footwork potentially, right? It could recognize me moving around the ring in that full scale. I mean, we already talked about PSVR 2 has room scale abilities, so you can have room scale stuff happening that you walk around. It knows where your feet are. It knows if you step on a trap. It knows if you're kicking something, if you kick a can in the room and it moves around in the room, things like that. That's pretty cool. Imagine playing Resident Evil VR, and this is never going to happen, but imagine playing Resident Evil VR You shoot a zombie, it's on the ground. You don't know if it's dead or not. You walk over and you kick it. You kick it to see if it's alive. That would be amazing stuff. Little simple things like that. It doesn't have to be a whole game devised around the Mokopi, but little things like that would just be next level immersion. And Sony's got it going. They got it ready. They just need to put it into PSVR 2. Now, I think you're right. Is this going to happen? It's incumbent on the developers, and we already see that with the PS5, where like they're not really using everything that they could be using. But I think there's hope out there if VR takes off, especially if this gets popular outside of PSVR 2 with the other VR headsets. Then there's no reason it wouldn't land on PSVR 2 as well. There's nothing in PSVR 2 that prohibits this from happening. You know?
Yeah, it's not even the price. Like, it's weird when it comes to big things. I'm like, screw it, $350. I already spent $500 on a freaking headset. What's another $350? Who cares? But I'll nitpick over $20 for a game. That's just how I am. I don't know. But so it's not the price. It's just I don't feel like it is going to be strong enough to be worth it. To me, what would be more is if they had like a chest pad, and when you got shot, it like kicked you. To me, that excites me more than I've got a puck on my leg and I can kick a monster. Like it, I mean, would it be cool? Maybe, but the little use I think it would get, and then the price, it just, I don't know. I'm not on board, I guess, yet. Maybe, hopefully, I mean, I'm all for bringing all this stuff to VR. I want to see all of it, right? Because you never know what can change. Like, I think the eye tracking in PSVR 2 is going to be a game changer that no one really talks about. Like, we know about it, but I think when we're in the headset and I'm in Resident Evil and I'm too scared to actually turn my body, but I just point my eyes over that way and I can actually look, I think that is going to be incredible. And no one's talking about that. So this could be something like that where maybe I'm just too naive to really appreciate what it could bring to the table. So I'm all for it. Bring it to PSVR 2. We'll go to Best Buy. I'll suit up. Let's test it. That's how I got PSVR the first time. I did it and it knocked my tits off. I'm ready for my tits to be knocked back off. I grew them back. I need them gone.
So, yeah, you make good points, Adam. The one thing, so here's what I'm going to lay out for you. Do you think, yes or no, this is the next 3D rudder?
Oh gosh, no, I think it has more potential than honestly, I just feel like the 3D rudder was a bad idea. Like, it just why would you ever use it? It doesn't. Yeah, it was just a bad idea, I think.
Yeah, it just didn't quite do what we were hoping it to do.
The roll and rock for Nintendo was a bad idea. Like, that wasn't, not only just was the execution not good, but it just was a bad idea. It didn't increase your enjoyment of a game. If anything, it decreased it. Same thing for 3D rudder. Like, bad idea. This is at least a good idea, you know?
I think that financially it makes it's a good move for Sony. When you look at things like Meta, when you look at things like the Oculus Pro and things like that, the big money makers are games like Beat Saber, one, but then other games like fitness games, like these fitness subscription games people are buying.
Who plays those though?
Non-gamers play them. That's why Wii was a success. Non-gamers played the Wii for like fitness type stuff, just moving your body around. This is a way to do that, and you're not having to hold a controller. Put on the VR headset, you can do jumping jacks, you can do dance moves. Imagine a dance game that's really tracking where your limbs are. That's next up. You know, Dance Central was a hit. Just Dance is a hit. Now you have it in VR, and it's tracking every bit of your body, not just the one hand that has a controller in it. This is a potentially very lucrative avenue for them to go down, and it's already a lucrative avenue that Meta's gone down, and Sony's tapping into that. So I think there's potential there. It is, as you're mentioning, kind of, it requires the developers to actually use it. This price point, around $400, that's kind of prohibitive. Who's going to cater to that? But I do think that the technology, like, the pieces are already there. They just got to put the Lego pieces together and make a cool game. Like, if they make one really cool game that uses Mokopi, then I would probably, be starting to budget and think like, yeah, I should probably buy this so I can play, Hatsune Miku Persona 5 Dancing All Night with the motion capture. I would be into it. Kingdom Hearts, you can lay your body against Sora and caress him, and it tracks the caressing of your hand.
Here's what I'm thinking. You know those sex chairs or whatever they are, they hang from the ceiling, and you know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about. I can't wait to see where you're going.
Oh yeah, I'm going there. So I get in there with the Makopi and I'm playing Rez and I'm actually floating in air. And oh my, how incredible would that be? I am the Arby's roast beef man. And I'm that.
I love that you invoke a sex chair just to talk about really enjoying Rez. That's so funny. It wasn't even a sex thing. Adam's not using Mokopi in a sex chair to simulate, sex or get the next level of VR pornography. Adam's doing it to play Rez Area X again.
You got Rez on my mind, man. Dude, that you can't tell me that wouldn't be incredible.
Like, anything involving Rez would be incredible, of course. A sex chair plus Rez, plus the Rez Trance vibrator from the PS2 era, then that's the whole package. I don't know why
I
I'd
hope
ever
by
leave
that
my house.
point, I'm married, and then my wife will be like, "Oh, he wants to go next level with our intimacy," and then I ignore her. I'm like, "Get away! I'm playing Rez."
Sweetie, we're turning up the heat in the bedroom. I need you to put the headset on me and attach my Mokopi and just sit back and watch, baby.
I love it. Alex, we gotta keep moving.
Keep moving. Sorry, we can dwell on this all day. Adam, there were more big announcements happening. They announced that Moss 2 is going to be ready for PSVR2 launching. And that's one thing, right? It's cool that Moss 2 is getting PSVR2 support. But what's really cool is they detailed the changes that are being made for PSVR2. So I'm going to read from the blog post, the blurb here. They're going to have improved haptics for Moss. Players can feel the effects of the world-shaking events, damaging attacks, and movement through the world. That's great. Your head and hand haptics are going to be there. So you're going to feel like you're in the world. That's one thing. But the PSVR 2 has the 2 controller setup, right? So you have the 2 controllers, 2 analog sticks. That's going to help you out moving around and stuff. Because when you played Moss 1, you had to use the DualShock. Now I can use this left hand to move around, do the interactions, other right hand to move blocks around. So I'm not having to choose the manipulation. I can do them at the same time. That's nice. The adaptive triggers is what I'm looking for, because that's going to feel so great in these fights that you have in Moss 2, in these blocks that you're moving around, and the platforming you're doing, the pots you're breaking, these kind of things with adaptive triggers. The fact that they're saying they're going to utilize it means that they've thought about it. And then, of course, as you mentioned already, eye tracking. So interactive objects will emit a subtle glow when you look at it. So it's tracking your eyes. It's seeing when you're looking at an object. And then if you're looking at an interactive object, it'll start glowing so you know it's interactive. That is great because it's not an immersion thing. It's a gameplay thing, and it's a gameplay that you can't do in a flat game. Actually, slight digression. I got into a discussion with somebody on Reddit about Moss, and was Moss a good game? And they said, no, it's not a good VR game because it's just a flat game if you have a VR headset on. And I was trying to impress upon them that it's not just that, it's the presence you have. It's the enhanced VR stuff. This takes that out of the equation. You can't do eye tracking in non-VR. You can't do this cool stuff. It's going to have increased field of view because it sees where your eyes are. So you're not going to have this limited field of view. You're going to have this larger diorama that you can examine with higher fidelity graphics. And eye tracking also informs Quill where players are looking, so she can give you hints if she figures something out. That's cool too. So I'm stuck. I'm looking around, and it'll know that I'm not looking at the puzzle, so it might run to where the solution piece is. That's cool stuff. The interaction with Quill that is baked into my human interaction of looking around, that's incredible. And I love that they thought about it. I love that it's going to be ready at launch. And I love Moss. I'm glad I haven't played Moss 2 yet, so I can play it here. This is great. How are you feeling about Moss with the PSVR 2 enhancements?
I mean, this just stresses me out more, man. There are too many games at launch. There's too many. I want to play No Man's Sky, and I want to play Switchback, and I want to play Rise and try it. I want to play Resident Evil. I want to try Moss 2. I want even the City game that Will wants to play so badly. That seems intriguing. There's going to be 15 games I want to play. There's not enough time. I know it's going to give us months worth of entertainment, but it's so overwhelming. Moss 2 is something I'm definitely going to play. I didn't like the first one. This will make it better. I don't like the idea of Moss. I don't like the character of Moss. I'm probably not going to love this game, but it's not going to be because of the lack of technology and implementation. It's just going to be because it's not a game for me. But that's okay. Question is for you, Alex, do you think this is going to be physical or digital only?
It'll probably be physical. I think it was digital only. Moss was digital only when it launched, and then there was a limited run of physical. Here's the kicker: is that it's not just Moss Book 2 getting the enhancements; it's Moss and Moss Book 2. Both of them are getting the enhancement. So they're advertising now. You can pre-order them now, get a 20% discount if you buy the franchise bundle, meaning Moss 1 and 2. They haven't really said like if you already own Moss on PSVR 1, if it'll automatically be enhanced. I really hope so because that sucks to buy the same game twice. But
They would have to, right? Because you can't. PSVR 1 games don't work.
They will work. I mean, they can automatically enhance it. They can automatically, like No Man's Sky, you already own it, you get the PSVR 2 enhancements. But here's the thing: the downside of Moss was that it was so short. Now you're paying full game price for this Moss bundle, but you're getting 2 Moss games. So that is a 10-hour experience if you just like mainline it. You know, that's a very, very sizable level of game, especially for the quality that Moss offers. So this is, again, is this the launch? Is this the best launch game for PSVR 2? It might be. I can't argue against it. This Resident Evil Village, like this is heavy hitters out of the gate. I think PSVR 2 is going to have like one of the best, if you consider PSVR 2 a console, this might be the best console launch to ever exist in terms of what games you have releasing at the launch of the platform.
It is impressive. I think you're lucky we have stuff to cover. You're ignorant for thinking it might be the best game at launch, but whatever. The thing is, sometimes you need to award stupidity, Alex, and that's where we're moving on to our award ceremony. And so we have some of the best of play PSVR, and we want to highlight some of our bests. So the first one right off the bat is Best Burn. And I've got to say, as we were reviewing clips, I didn't even realize I had said this. You told me one day, I forgot, how did the discussion start? You just randomly text me the burn? I don't remember.
I was listening to the podcast to get segments for the song that I was making. And I was listening to an episode, and you hit me with this burn, and I was speechless when I heard it again. Also, I was speechless on the podcast episode. I was silent for about 10 seconds while I was collecting myself. Adam, we were doing sales, and we talked about Coaster VR, and you said, forgive me, Mom, for repeating this burn, but it's such a good burn. You said, Coaster. That's what we call your mom to make her feel better when we run a train. I can't repeat it. It's too bad.
Here, I'll put the audio clip, right here. I'll insert it right here.
Rush VR.
It's just called Coaster. Experience the thrill and sensation of 4 unique roller coaster experiences. Feel the wind rush through your virtual hair as you feel the wind rush through your virtual hair. Adam, do you have virtual hair, or do you keep it cleaned up and maybe there's no virtual hair?
Oh, I Manscaped for
You
sure.
Manscaped. All right. This podcast is not brought to you by Manscaped. Remember, it's Power A podcast, Power A Play of the Week.
Oh, that's right. That's probably trademarked.
Yeah. Journey into each exceptional environment and enjoy extended coasters from a range of different perspectives. Adam, tell me I'm going to name the 4 coasters I think they have. There is a Space Coaster. Does that sound exciting?
Sounds like Space Mountain.
It looks like you're flying around like the rings of Jupiter. That looks pretty cool. Adam, Moon Coaster. How do you feel?
Why could that not just be part of Space Coaster?
It's a roller coaster on the moon. You're exploring a dystopian mining colony on the moon. Sounds like it's going to be really great. Adam, tell me if this gets more or less exciting. Room Coaster. I wish I was joking. Room Coaster.
That sounds real stupid. Yeah, no, definitely less exciting.
What the hell is Room Coaster? It's literally a roller coaster riding through a room, just an apartment.
Oh.
Okay, and then the last one, most exciting of all, Picnic Coaster.
Wow, that's what.
Experience what it's like to ride on a roller coaster next to a picnic table. Oddly enough, pertinent to your discussion, there's pancakes on the table.
Oh, also pertinent to this discussion, sometimes your mom feels bad about herself, so we call it a coaster instead of a train. That's a good one.
The thing is, so you text this to me, and I was like, dude, that is an incredible burn because I forgot I had said it. I was amazed I was that clever. That is impressive on my part. That is a very well thought out joke. And you're right. That's probably my best line on the podcast.
That's why we do the sales segment. You know, sometimes you think like maybe this sales segment doesn't work. The sales segment is prime Adam. It gives Adam a chance to shine. It's where Adam is unfiltered, and the first thing that hits his head is what comes out of his mouth, and it's always gold. That's why I like doing these hot take sales segments. We'll do something like that here coming up with some launch titles, but let's move on to the next one. The best game review, Adam. I think the best game review that happened on Play PSVR is when you reviewed Cold Iron. I think it launched in January or February of that year.
Yeah,
and
January.
At the end of your review, I didn't know this. You said, well, this is obviously game of the year. This is
no, it was a Reddit post, or maybe it was a YouTube video, and I was like, game of the year, Cold Iron.
In February, there's so many games that are still coming out. You're already declaring it. Forget whatever's coming out for the next 9 months. It is Cold Iron is game of the year. This is the best review that you've done, Adam.
So it was like the second week of January, and at that point, it was the best game of the year. So I said it.
But you didn't say, but the best game of the year so far. You said Cold Iron is game of the year. It's now. Cold Iron is a good game. I don't begrudge you for that, and we'll talk about that a little bit later too. But it was Cold Iron. It was a good game. It's fun. The story's kind of interesting. It's one of the best like shooting, duel games. But to take this 7 or 8 out of 10 game and declare it game of the year in February of all months, that's very audacious. It's prime Adam. It's Adam in his element, just calling it like he sees it. And honestly, I don't think we dialed it back. I think that was definitively the game of the year for Play PSVR.
And that is the best. And it's also the best review. I mean, the thing is, I know what people at Reddit are merciless, man. I got destroyed. I did have a few people who were like, well, technically he's right. Yeah. So, I mean,
Well, here's the thing about that too, right? They don't have a podcast. If they want to argue with you, they can make their own PSVR podcast and argue with you about it. But as far as I know, nobody's ponied up. It is the game of the year for that year. What, in 2019?
It is the game of the year. Okay, next we've got best host, and clearly, okay, on 3 we'll just announce the winner because it's a big one, right? Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Alex. Me.
No, me.
No, I'm the best host that we have, Adam.
No. It was clear. The show notes say Adam.
No, Adam, we discussed this, that I'm the best host. Okay, Adam, here's what we're going to do. We have to do, it's 100th episode. Let's bring it back. Master Debater. We're going to do a mini Master Debater for this episode, Adam. Whew, we're running out of time. Mini Master Debater for this episode. Adam, we're going to each give one reason why one of us is the best host. Then we're going to take beans. First one to get a good bean gets to be the best host of Play PSVR, the podcast.
Wow.
PSVR2,
okay,
the
so
podcast.
here's my thing, Alex. I bring what the people want. Honest feedback. I come up with revolutionary ideas like sex chairs to play Res Infinite. You don't have what it takes. You say every game is good. You pay $25 for The Walker or like Unearthing Mars 2, and you're like, that's a good game, buy it. I cut through the crap and I tell the people what they need to hear, and don't waste your money. You don't have the stones. That's why I'm the best host.
All right, here's my rebuttal. When you go to a house party and you walk into the house and the person who owns the house is welcoming you, they're giving you food, they're letting you enjoy this party, who do you consider the host of that party? It's the person that pays for the house where that party is occurring. Adam, I pay for this podcast. I finance this podcast. This podcast is all my money, baby. I'm paying for this podcast. I'm the best host because I'm the only host. Who cares? I don't even have to be here, and I'd be the best host of this podcast, Adam. It's not an expensive finance. It doesn't cost a lot of money, but I'm the one who makes this happen financially. I'm the greatest host, Adam, and you have to pony up to that. Let's take beans and decide who has the better point.
Dude, that is such a I pay for the website. So if anything, That was an awful argument. I destroyed you.
This is not the best website curator. This is the best host of the podcast. Eat a bean. Here's the rule. First person to get a good bean. We're eating beans rapid fire. First one to get a good bean
Wait,
is the
it's got to
host.
be the same one. Here, let me spin.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, it starts with an effing barf.
Okay, let's do it. 1, 2, 3.
You have
down
to
the
be
hatch.
kidding.
Down
I don't
the
have
hatch.
any drink. I drank it all.
Well, that's what a bad host does.
Oh,
Mine's barf too. Mine's barf. That's not good. That's bad.
dude, I can't do this. Oh, I can't do it, Alex. I don't have anything to drink. I don't have anything to drink.
All right, well then I'm just gonna move on to the next bean because I'm the best host. This is what I do. I keep the podcast rolling.
Oh, Alex, I can't.
Full disclosure.
swallow it.
Full disclosure. Earlier this week, I literally was sick and vomited like 3 times, and this is just a nightmare situation for me.
Bro,
Adam, what's the next?
I can't.
Adam,
I'll
what's
go-
the next
I'll-
bean? We got to move. What's the next bean? All right, music man, come on.
I
What's
think
the next
this
bean?
is old tea.
Oh, cold iron. Adam's drinking cold iron over there. Adam, the old tea's not gonna make it better. Old tea's gonna make
I
it worse.
cut that down.
Old tea's gonna make it worse, Adam. No. You're drinking. You're washing down barf with barf, Adam. That's not good. That's not good.
Oh, God. Oh, I couldn't get it. Oh, why'd it have to be barf?
How about you be better at spinning? You're a bad host. I can spin. I'll spin.
God,
I'll
it's
spin.
awful. You're supposed to be eating the barfs, not me. It's a punishment. Pear. Go to pear.
Pear. Okay, juicy pear or booger.
Oh, that's booger.
That's a pear.
No.
That's a pear. Not only are you eating a booger, but I am the best host of Play PSVR, the podcast. And as the best host, I'm going to move this thing forward. Next one. Our best guest, and we prioritize this by the best guest take. A guest we had that had the hottest take, the best take that we carry with us. Our best guest is Danny Weissenberger. He's from GameCritics.com. He joined us to talk about VR, and his take was that
Yes.
along with Adam, he thought Cold Iron was the best game of that year. For all the crap I gave Adam, Danny Weissenberger came out and backed him up, saying Cold Iron's actually very, very good. It's a
And
very
we
good
didn't
game.
plan any of that. It
No,
just
it was
happened natural, and he was like, "Yeah, it's pretty good."
It was a very, very big surprise for us, compounded by the fact that a few episodes later, Adam repeatedly called him David Weissenberger, misnaming him. That is my best guess take, Adam.
I can't believe I lost to you, and I ate a barf.
Yeah, I'm the best host. It's okay. We can keep
Oh,
moving.
okay. So here's my best lost memory, okay? So we scoured through all of the episodes. We had Zephyr Games on the podcast at least once, and we both distinctly remember the first time that Zephyr came onto the podcast. Was he working at Panera?
He's working at a bakery.
Yeah, he's
Donut
working
shop,
at
I
a
think.
bakery somewhere, and he was live on the podcast at night, and he was at work. We heard just pans and people in the background working. Someone came, yelled at him to get back to work. Alex and I were mortified. We sat there because it was picking it up on the podcast. And we were like, we were in the middle of an interview and we were like, what do we do? And we looked at each other and we were like, this guy's going to get fired live on the podcast. His manager was screaming at him to get back to work, and he was fighting back like, I'm doing something. Give me a minute. And so we were rushing through what he thought about Dark Eclipse. It was hilarious. I loved it. And at first I was like, do we cut him off and just end it? But then we were like, it makes for good content. I, for the love of me, cannot find where I heard rustling of pans, a manager screaming at him, and I know it happened.
So here's the deal. I did find that episode, and we did talk to him. What happened was, after production, this is why it's a lost memory. After production, I put some music over the banging of the pans and the yelling at him. But if you listen closely, you can still hear it in the background. So it's not totally lost. It's a clouded memory, if anything. But that is a hilarious moment of the podcast, at least on the production side. Go back and listen to it. I'll try to find the episode so you can put it in the show notes. It's a great moment. The barf is
Dude, the
coming back
barf,
in.
it comes, it's like my stomach is curdling. I ate eggnog. It's going to curdle that milk in my stomach, and now I'm going to braff.
As the best host, we got to keep this rolling. We're running out of time. Best giveaway, the roast box giveaway. Adam,
Yes.
I love that we did this. We're going to, because it's such a good idea. We had listeners send us roasts, and the best roast got a roast box from us. Adam, do you remember what you put in the roast box?
Oh, it was garbage. It was Labradex t-shirts. It was a Game Boy Advance game. I had a horrible book. I think Fahrenheit 511 that you said was good. It
451. It's a good book. Yeah.
It's not. I gave, I think, Operation Warcade. I get a bunch of random stuff that I kind of felt bad. I didn't make it better. The next roast box, I promise, will be higher quality, but you're going to have to roast me harder. I'm not just going to put out.
Yeah, maybe once the PSVR2 launches, we'll do another roast box. I got to get rid of this Quar. It's not raising in value. I'm losing lots of money on this every day. I need to offload this Quar. So what we'll do as a roast box, you'll get Quar and whatever else I include. I think I included some Beats headphones that I got in like a mystery box. Wasn't that great. Somebody got Robotech for the Game Boy Advance. They beat my daughter's high score. I'm kind of upset about that. Maybe I gave them an opened bag of veggie straws, which is delicious. Eat that while you play your games.
My favorite thing is I looked back on the episode. You gave, supposedly, a red Game Boy Advance SP. I texted you. It's like, that's a good prize. You still have it. You said you were putting it in on the episode, and then you kept it. You bought all.
Yeah, Chota Boy. I think Chota Boy got my box. He can eat it. He's not getting that Game Boy. I don't give a damn. That's my Game Boy, baby.
We got one more. What is our biggest regret? I'm not saying this was mine, but Alex, you said episode 69. What's your reasoning?
When I listened back to episode 69 hit me sore in the stomach. That is the most vile, decrepit episode. If Adam and I get canceled and we're wiped from the face of the internet, it's due to episode 69. Thank you, Flag, for joining us on episode 69 and going through this horrid situation where we objectify every virtual woman in PSVR and find the hottest, baddest babe in PSVR. Some of the lowest lows of the podcast there. Go back and listen. You're going to have a good time, and you're going to lose a lot of respect for us. It's not intended for children, but it never is. So don't maybe we want your mom to listen to the podcast. Don't let her listen to that one. She doesn't need to hear it.
That was the episode we got demonetized from YouTube. And
that was what started the downfall.
It hurt. Yes, it hurt. But what will hurt, we don't have time for you to undergo your punishment in this segment, Alex, because I'm going to punish you in the next segment, and it's going to burn and it's going to sting, and I hope you like barf. Stay tuned, folks. Trust me, you are not going to want to miss it.
All right, welcome back to segment. What is this? Segment 3. I think you're going to get 4 segments in this podcast. 3. That's the number of times Adam said butthole in this podcast, not counting the song. For this segment, okay, thankfully we've delayed my punishment. It is coming. Do not worry. But we would be remiss if we did not break into a review. We do have a review for this episode. But Adam, looks like you have a new gamer juice. Why don't you lay that on us?
That's right. It is sugar plum apple cider. 100% juice. I also hate these people who they don't have twist off caps. You're not a beer. Have a twist off cap, dude. It's so stupid. I have to have a bottle opener.
Is it good though? Does it feel juicy?
Oh wow. Holy. You can tell that's juice. Dang.
Is it plum juice?
It is like Welch's on steroids.
Are you going to have diarrhea because of this drink?
Is that what happens? No.
Great, like prune juice is good for like if you're constipated.
It's sugar plum though. It's not.
Oh, not just normal plum. It's sugar plum.
Wow, it may be too sweet. Holy.
Well, now you got to drink it all, Adam.
It's like tart. Yeah. Okay. So I'm excited for this, Alex, because I'm not going to lie. I saw this game, VR Pigeons, and I have to admit, I was skeptical at first. It's looking at a trailer, it looked like a game where you were a pigeon and you bob your head to move. And I don't know what the point is because I just watched the trailer. You played it fairly extensively. I am excited to hear what you've got to say. But the first thing, all I know is you bob your head like a chicken. or a bird or whatever, and that's all I know. So how about you tell me first, like, what is it?
Yeah. So here's the deal. We found this game. We got hit up with the PR group. Thank you for reaching out to us. So this game is published by Studio VR Kiwi, created by Maestro Pivetta. I'm not sure if that's a person or a studio. Probably a studio. Produced by.
They also did not
Another
Digger?
game. Cave Digger. Yes, there are people behind Cave Digger,
Yeah,
which is pretty good. By the way, I think Cave Digger. Anyway, I'm not going to say it. Cave Digger. Look forward to Cave Digger. Play Cave Digger too. It's also produced by Studio Soufs. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. This came from their website. So I want to give a shout out to that. Also says it's. I think the developers are technically named Mekiwi Oi. So I need to give them a shout out. Thank you so much for sending us this code. We really appreciate it. When I heard that this was launching, this seemed right up my alley. You guys know me. I love Stunt Kai Masters VR. I love Vertigo Home. I love these games that dare to do something weird. And this seems like maybe one of the most daring games, the weirdest games that have launched. It's right here at the tail end of the PSVR life cycle too. So it's like prime weirdness window, because any like full-on game is going to go to PSVR2. This is like, we got a weird game, let's launch it now and just capitalize right then and there. So right away my interest was piqued. It looks like they have like a poem that they released in tandem with this title. I'm going to read that here from the website. It says, all the world's a rooftop and all the men and women merely pigeons. Use the power of VR and absolutely unique movement controls to slip into your pigeon self. Go out into the world and find a rooftop. Wait for the granny to throw some bread. Okay, eat as much bread as possible. Bread is life. This is it. This is the thing I love. This is why I love Vertigo Home. They're not taking themselves too seriously, but they're not giving you a broke ass, jank ass product. So that's the quick blurb of the game. It is $5.95 on the PSVR store, on the PlayStation Store. Not an expensive game, not an expensive experiment to test out and see how things work. But Adam, why don't you go in and ask me some questions about this game so I can lay it on the listeners?
Well, my first question was, is it even safe for birds to eat bread? According to Google, it's not harmful, but it doesn't provide nutritional value.
Well, that's fine. I mean, my rabbit, they say it's not great to feed them nothing but strawberries, but I feed her nothing but strawberries. She does great. She's thriving.
Okay, fair enough. So good on you, VR Kiwi, because you're not going to have PETA come after you.
Yeah.
Okay, so this thing, I've got to ask about the elephant in the room, the pigeon in the room. It looks like you bob your head like a big-time goober. Is that the only movement? How does that come into play? Is that the control scheme? I need to hear more about this.
Yeah, so the way this game controls, like you said, Adam, they actually released a video you can watch. If you look up VR Pigeons on YouTube, you'll see the video footage of the developers or whoever produced this trailer showing you how to move in the game. So this is unique. The way that you move forward is you literally bob your head forward and back. And on that back motion, it's going to progress you one step forward. So you bob your head to walk. It's nothing about... Here we go. The issue with PSVR 1 is there's no analog sticks in the move controllers. Guess what? Your head is the analog stick now. You're bobbing it back and forward, and that's how you move.
It is so hard for me not to make a joke.
Well, here's the joke, and it's not really a joke. I wanted to be the first person to get all the trophies in this game, but when I looked at the trophy list, your mom was actually the top scorer of this game with all the head bob motion.
That's well done. You took a page out of my book. Maybe that will be Best Burn 2022 edition. Very good. So that's how so say I want to go northeast of me. Can I bob my head that way, or is it only like straight cardinal direction movements?
So you have options, right? You can move based on where you're looking, or you can move based on where your character is centered, so I can look around and do stuff like that. It kind of like when you do any kind of movement with the move controllers, it's either like controller based or headset based of where you're looking. So you can use the move controller. I use the move controller and I hit the buttons to coordinate whether I'm turning left and right. There's snap turning, there's smooth turning. It's not that big of a deal. It's pretty intuitive on that front. But really, the whole idea is that you're going to point where you want to go, you bob your head, and it moves you in that direction. Now, I will give you the caveat, right? Like, that's kind of scary, right? Bobbing your head a bunch, maybe you're going to hurt your neck, because that is your primary form of locomotion. And the idea of this game is that you're running around and you're eating bread. So you got to move around this environment. I found that I had a lot more luck if I. This sounds stupid and bad. If I thrusted my hips, for some reason, that would be enough movement.
Like
for,
this?
so no, instead of my head moving, I could thrust my hips, and that would be enough locomotion of my head to trigger the movement. So I saved.
So it looked like you were just humping the air.
Exactly. I could hump to move. And so, whereas Adam's mom was excellent with the head bob motion, I was excellent with the humping motion in order to progress throughout the levels in this game. So if my head, if my neck got
your
tired,
wife, your kids, friends, parents, family, did anyone see you play this, and what was their reaction?
they did not see me play this. I will not let them see me play this. I will record myself playing this, and it will be the music video for Area B.
Man, I really want to. I want to make that a YouTube short on itself. Just make it like I don't know, play for a while. The Area B is 4 minutes. YouTube short can only be a minute.
Yeah,
But
you'll just
I
loop
want
it. It's all right.
this. I want this, and I want someone to make fun of you. And if it has to be me, I'll do it. Okay, so you're bobbing around like you're trying to get apples out of a crate of water, and you're just trying to find bread. Like, do
Yeah,
people
so-
throw you bread? Like, is it a survival game? What is it?
So they kind of explain in the poem there is a grandma who is sitting somewhere above the level that you get dropped into, and she's literally just throwing bread out into the environment. So when you look at the game, when you start the game, they train you on how to move. It's like a room that you're in, and you got to move your way to the exit. And even like the menus, to confirm the menu, you have to head bob to like peck at the menu item that
I
you want
like
to
that.
have.
That's good.
So like when you're leaving the room to like say start game, you got to like peck and start the game. And so okay, it's $5.95. It's not a super long game. I could only accomplish 4 levels. I couldn't get past the 4th level, so maybe there's more, but I couldn't get there.
Wait. So, what prevents you? How do you lose?
It's a time-based game, and so your goal is to eat enough bread. You have to eat a certain quantity of bread to open up the next level. So it's like the first
you're
one.
not good enough at humping to be fast enough to get all the bread.
Yeah, so you're in competition. Okay, I'll go back and rewind. There's a grandma sitting atop this environment. She's sitting in a building, and she's actually kind of scary looking because she's got like a long neck or something. But really, what she's doing is she's throwing out slices of bread. And your goal is a pigeon to move around the environment, find that slice of bread, and then first of all, you got to bob your head to get where you're going, and then you find the bread, aim at it with your face, and then peck at it to eat that bread. There are competing pigeons in the environment who are also trying to get that bread. So you got to get to the bread before the other pigeons do. You can peck the other pigeons to attack them and knock them over or kind of kill them or whatever. Sometimes they get lobbed out. They appear as like an egg. So a pigeon like half what's the word? Half busted out of the egg, and you got to peck the egg to knock them out. But the goal is you're competing with these other AI pigeons to get to the bread in time, and you got to get enough bread so it opens up the next level. So it's like 50 bread pieces in the first one, and each piece of bread you got to peck 3 times to get all the points from it. There are some like bonuses. So there's one that like stops the timer that's doing the countdown. There's one that's like a bomb, and you don't want to peck that. You don't want to be around because that's going to delay you, right? That's going to stun you for a minute. You can't go grab the bread. You also don't want to fall off the edge of the building because typically you're on top of like a building or something like that. You don't want to fall off. And there are like bridges and stuff you have to navigate around. So you have to be kind of adept in how you're moving with your head bobs and your aiming to make sure you don't bob yourself across. There was one bonus. I couldn't quite figure it out. It was almost like a power blast or a sonic boom. One time I did it, I bobbed it just the right time, and it blew all the other pigeons away, but it also blew like the bonuses and stuff away too. I felt pretty powerful in that moment. But really, if you want to succeed, you need to bob as fast as possible and get to that slice of bread because they get thrown out and you're looking around for the next one. You see where it's going to land. You bob your way over there. You get to that and you peck that piece of bread. So that's kind of the gameplay loop. There's 4 levels, and it's pretty much like you're on top of a building, various buildings. They're more precarious. Each one is more precarious than the one that came before it. And as I mentioned, I played and played and played. I could not get past the 4th level because they require you to get 200 points of bread eaten. I couldn't do it. I was getting like 190, 180. I just couldn't do it. My neck was hurting. I'd been playing for a while. I was humping as hard as I could, bobbing as hard as I could. I am not a very satisfactory lover, so I could not make that happen.
So, do you know if this game has a platinum?
I don't think it does. I'm going to look real quick to see.
So,
yeah.
from your description, I'm not gonna lie. Normally, these aren't the things that I really like, but this is a fun enough idea that this sounds like a fun little experience to try. It would be even like a good little party game, like a silly one. Like, hey, you want to play VR? Before you play Doom VFR, you got to play VR Pigeons, and then everyone who's watching you play is probably having as good of a time as you are because they're all making fun of you. But that's fine. That's what being around friends and families about, right? So it almost, you made it, you sold it well. It sounds like a fun little game. Like, for what it is, I know it's not going to be long. I'm also tempted that you couldn't get past the 4th level. So if I could, I am better than you. And maybe I could take that best host title back.
Adam, through the power of his head bobbing prowess, took the best host title away from me. Take from that what you will. You're right, though, Adam. You hit the nail on the head. This is not a world beater game, right? This is not a God of War Ragnarok VR type game. It's priced at a point that's very introductory level. You get what you pay for. $5.95, that is the market price for it. That's not a sale. That's how much it costs. They're not expecting you to spend your whole life playing VR Pigeons. They're expecting you to have a good time, enjoy this kind of novel movement mechanic. And I will say, we've had games that came out on PSVR where they have a low price point. They're hoping you play it out of novelty, and the game is just like janky and broken. This game's not broken. This game's not janky. It's just odd. It's quirky. And you're exactly right. You have a VR gaming party. You have people who've never played VR before. You can put the headset on them and say, hey, what you got to do is bob your head. That's how you move. And they're going to be able to handle it. I put this up with things like, what's that? Ricky's
plank experiment.
Plank experience. Things like that. These are cheap games. You throw your grandma into the headset. You throw your family into the headset. You're having just a good laugh. And that's what this game is for. So you're going to play the game. If you're like a hardcore gamer, you might play it and be like, this isn't what I'm looking for. It's not meant for that. It's meant to just have a good time. Show off VR. This is something you can't do in flat gaming. And you have a laugh. The grandma's kind of spooky. You're pecking at pigeons. They're stealing your bread. You're chasing them around. You're wearing yourself out, bobbing your head as much as you can. It does exactly what it says in the tin. I have to give them compliments for that, and I have to give them compliments for being so audacious that they released this game, not only at the end of the life cycle, but that they released this game at all. It's
I mean, very end of the life cycle.
Yeah.
I mean, as late in the life cycle as you could get, especially for a console that I'm not going to be able to play this with PSVR2. So, I mean, it took some balls. I got 2 more questions before we got to move on. The first is for nephews, nieces, children, younger fans of VR video games. Do you think they would like this?
I think they would. Like, I think once you can get them to understand how it works, because the head bobbing doesn't feel super intuitive at first. So if they can grasp that kind of in the training area or the initial room, like how you're moving around by bobbing your head, that is good. The difficulty is in that move controller implementation. You have to hit like the X or the O to kind of turn. Once they get used to that and the head bobbing, then they'll probably have a good time. It'll be, you have kind of made me think like I should have my daughter play this game just because it would be funny to watch her like trying to bob her head and move around with the pigeons. It's also a harmless game, right? Like there's no violence. There's nothing scary. It's just walking around trying to eat bread, and it's silly. It's $5, about $6. Have a party. Maybe you guys play it for 15 minutes or something. Then it has stayed its welcome. Has not overstayed its welcome. It's done exactly what you want it to do. Everybody has a good laugh. They might move on to another game, but it's at that price point, they know exactly what they're doing. That's why I applaud them for it. They know exactly what they're doing, and it's fun. You might laugh at your friends, and then you can move on with your life.
So is this a buy it at $6, maybe wait for a sale, or do you think just don't play it?
If you're a person who has like VR parties, have people over often to like just play VR and have a good time and goof off, buy it. If you're a person who's kind of interested in like just kind of the weird stuff, they just want to have that in their library and just kind of see new things in VR, maybe wait for a sale, because there is novelty, but it's not like extreme novelty. It's not something like, I've never done this before. This is life changing. It's novel. So if you're that kind of person, wait for a sale. I don't want to say avoid forever. It does it, and it's not broken, and it works pretty well. It's funny, and we've looked at how much we've talked about it. I'm kind of excited to talk about it and just make a video of me playing the game. Funny
This
idea.
is way better than Coasters or Rabbit Hole
Or Slumball
18
VR, yeah.
Wars. Or exactly. Totally agree. Pretty cool. Okay, you got me thinking even, and like I said, I was skeptical. But what's going to get me even thinking more, there are PSVR2 games that are coming out, launch titles, if I'm correct. I haven't watched because you wanted my unfiltered, unbiased initial reactions to these games. So you're what, going to go through the games and tell me a bit about them, and then I'm going to tell you if it's worth buying?
Yeah, this is like our sales segment for this episode. Adam, we had 6 games announced as launch titles. These are games produced from Japanese studios. These are Japanese games, but they're going to be available for launch at PSVR 2. I'm going to read you some blurbs. You're going to tell me what you're thinking about it. If you're going to play it, if you're going to buy it, if you're going to wait for a sale, something like that. Just give me your initial thoughts about it. Right out of the gate, we got Fantavision 22X. 2002X. I don't know if you remember, Adam. Fantavision was a launch title for PS2, PlayStation 2, where you're like coordinating a fireworks show. Things go up, you coordinate when they explode, and you have these nice, beautiful visuals of explosions and colors for a fireworks show. It says, originally released on PlayStation 2 in 2000, Fantavision is a puzzle game based on the theme of fireworks. But this is a new title for PSVR 2, right? So it's kind of action, kind of shooting, and kind of puzzling. You're trying to put on the best fireworks show you have. But the goal of the game is to catch at least 3 fireworks of the same color and shoot them into the night sky. And in PSVR 2, you catch the fireworks by aiming at them and then pull the trigger and shoot them with the circle button. So on the PlayStation 2, this was kind of a simple game. On VR, it might be a bit more interaction where you're aiming at the fireworks and shooting them. But there's also a replay mode. So maybe you put on a really good fireworks show, you can watch it again and then enjoy the haptics. You know, fireworks shows are fun because when you're close to the fireworks, they explode and you feel that explosion hit you. You'll feel that in your headset when it vibrates as the fireworks explode. So what are you thinking about this? Fantavision 2020X, were you missing out on something like this? Are you glad this is part of the launch library?
I mean, I'm fine. It's part of it. The issue is now these games that are smaller are now competing with the big boys, the Moss 2s, the Resident Evils, the Switchback VRs. What we're hoping is Firewall Ultra. So it's just gonna be tough for me to find time and personally want to carve out time for a title like this when I have those others sitting on the shelf, just like the siren song, just calling me to my headset.
Yeah, I agree, Adam, right? This compared to Resident Evil VR, and they're probably going to be at similar price points because Resident Evil is a game that's been out for a while. It's a hard thing to. Where does this slot in my time to play all these games that are being launched? How does that factor in? The one thing carrying this is that this was a PlayStation 2 launch title, and it wasn't a bad game. People certainly enjoyed it when PlayStation 2 launched. So we know that there's some quality there. There's an addictive component to this kind of puzzle game, and it hasn't been iterated on since PlayStation 2. So it's a nice way to revisit this, kind of classic puzzle game that maybe didn't get the love it deserved. So I personally am excited. I've always been interested in Fantavision, but not interested enough to pull the trigger and actually play it. Now that it's in VR, I do feel like I'm incentivized to say, yeah, this thing I was curious about, I'm definitely interested in because it's in VR. But thank you, Adam, for your opinions. We're moving on to Altair Breaker. We've seen that this was announced before, so this isn't a totally new one, but there were some extra details thrown in. I'll include that here. So this is a multiplayer sword fighting action game, Altair Breaker. They say it's an AI-created virtual world. That tells me it's just kind of randomly generated levels. And you're going to be, jumping around from island to island. And atop its ruins roam experimental combat AI ruled over by a fully autonomous weapon, Laws Zero. You must journey and face these vicious creations up close. So you and your friends are going to go through and sword fight these enemies. It's full 360-degree movement, so you're moving around, slashing and stuff like that. You have combos. We saw the footage of this. So this could be interesting. The gameplay footage didn't thrill me. And also, I think it's already out on Quest So, like, there's not already any hype generated behind it, but do you have room in your heart for a sword fighting anime game, Adam?
I mean, the issue with this is it seems, and again, I could be wrong, but it seems like I don't even want to say a half hearted effort. It just seems like a game that is being released for the sake of being released. Like there's nothing about it that makes it stand out. There's nothing that's exceedingly clever about it. There's nothing that's going to really utilize the technology. It just seems like a game that's there because a studio had to develop something, which is not really what I'm looking for. Does that mean I won't play it? No, but I can't really get hyped for it. It's it's like your mom's pecan pie. Do I eat it because it's there? Yeah, but that's not why I'm there, and we all know it. So next game.
All right. The Tale of Onogoro. Um, Amata KK, this is the people who made the game. They made a game called Last Labyrinth. Now, I'll be honest, I can't remember if Last Labyrinth was a VR game, PSVR game, or if it was that game that came out on the Wii at the very end of the life cycle. Anyways, this is called an intriguing co-op tale. So a VR player finds themselves thrust into an all too real parallel world where danger and mystery await. You'll join forces with Hal. Okay, this is weird. Hal, which is a dude's name, a shrine maiden who lives on the island of Onogoro. She's not alone on the island. There's 5 giants and lethal kami inhabit the isle as well. And these raging beasts must be subdued, puzzles must be solved, and Arakira Masatake, the mastermind behind them, must be stopped. So this says it's VR co-op. I can't tell from the description and the images if this is like one person is playing a flat game and one person is playing VR, or if it's VR and 2 VR people. But they say you hold the legendary celestial weapon, you manipulate objects, you fire key once absorbed and solve riddles. You hold hands to heal yourself and not miss out on Hal's call for help. But they have Japanese culture with steampunk elements. Adam, how are you feeling about this?
I like the idea of playing a game with someone else. This seems a little ick. I'm not gonna hold your hand. I will wait. My judgment won't come down until I see footage. How about that?
Okay, I mean, I will say the whole idea of like the Japanese maiden, the shrine maiden, that's a nice aesthetic. The aesthetics might be good in this game. I'm going to withhold judgment too. Last Labyrinth, I feel like I've heard about it, so I feel like I need to know. Maybe there's some merit to this game, so I'm cautiously optimistic about it. The next one is Kazuna AI Touch the Beat. So cheer along with 15 popular songs by virtual YouTuber Kazuna AI and this rhythm game that's playable on PSVR2.
Wait, Kazuna AI?
Kazuna AI.
No way!
You're joking, right?
Of course, I don't know
Okay.
who this is. I'm not playing this. Next game. Freaking popular songs, my butt. Do you remember Hikaru Utada, The Experience?
Yeah.
I love Kingdom Hearts songs, and that sucked on ice. This is gonna suck on ice. Touch the beat, touch yourself. Next game, this is gonna suck.
Man, you shut it down. I was getting interested in it, but okay. All right.
Of course
Dyschronia.
you were, Alex.
Dyschronia Chronos Alternate. So this is another game in the lines of Tokyo Chronos and Alt Deus Beyond Chronos. Those are those like visual novel VR games that came out on PSVR that I actually had a really good time with. They were like murder mysteries. They were really fun to play. They had intriguing stories. This is the next game in that line. It's not a real sequel. It's like a spiritual sequel and along that same theme. I'm excited to see what they're doing in PSVR. The story is that, okay, a Professor Rumford, there's an incident that never should have happened. Professor Rumford has been murdered. You are Hal Scion, who's been appointed to solve the murder. Why was the professor killed? What is happening in this beautiful city? A clock tower has not moved for 12 years, has now started again. When the final bell rings, 7 days will be all that remain. So you got to solve this case. I'll say right out of the gate, I loved the first 2 games. They were fun and interesting, good stories. Kind of like some anime stuff going on. Whatever. If you jive with that, you'll enjoy this. I'm interested to see what they do in PSVR 2 if they make this a more comfortable experience than the previous ones were. Are you interested in like a visual novel type story in VR, Adam?
No, I accidentally bought a visual novel on my Steam Deck. Horrible experience. Way too long. Really boring. If you bought $800 to $1,000 worth of gaming equipment, for virtual reality, don't watch a visual novel. That's stupid. And you know what else is stupid? I've let you keep talking. You're not getting out of this punishment. We made a bet that we had to play games. We picked each other's games and we had to play them. That's how it was. I wanted you to play Kingdom Hearts 2. It is a great game. It is a great series. You failed. You didn't do it. You're weak, and it's time to get punished. And what's even better is that you came up with the punishment inadvertently. What you're going to have to do is eat a sandwich full of barf jelly beans. Show the people. I know if you're listening, I will describe it. It is
so
a
this
stale...
is I'll explain it. This is a PB&J sandwich, but the PB&J stands for peach barf jelly bean sandwich. I have a piece of bread here with no less than 6 potentially barf jelly beans. I'm going to eat this. This is my punishment for not beating Kingdom Hearts 2 in the appropriate time. My dual punishment is the fact that while I eat this and scarf this down and keep myself from choking and vomiting, Adam gets to have the final word on Kingdom Hearts 2. I'm not allowed to disparage Kingdom Hearts 2 again until I beat the game. So that's it. Either I talk about Kingdom Hearts, either I beat the game and talk about Kingdom Hearts, or I forever hold my peace until I beat it again, and I have to physically hurt myself by eating this sandwich. So here goes, down the hatch. Adam, do you approve of this sandwich?
Dude, this is disgusting. I cannot believe you are so foolish. All you had to do is play one of the best games. At least a top 50 game in all of
You're talking about
mankind,
Kingdom Hearts. I'm going to go ahead and
it.
eat this so I can ignore you.
Go and eat it. You fool. Dude, that is so disgusting. And the bread is stale too. The thing is, Kingdom Hearts 2 is probably the best game of the entire series. I see that face. That's not Peach. I don't even know if I can concentrate because this is... Oh, you left 2. That is disgusting. The thing is, Kingdom Hearts 1 had a very... I could see the gameplay issues you had with Kingdom Hearts 1. I see that. I think the plot was very good, but it was straightforward. It was maybe too realistic and not dramatic, but too Disney-like for you with the happy ending. Kingdom Hearts 2 flips it on its head. You don't know what's happening. You get multitude of characters to play as. You dual-wield keyblades. You've got plot twists. You're confused. The Disney worlds are better than they were, I would argue, in any game in the entire series. The music is popping. Oh, dude. Yeah, your face. I can't even... Do you think there was a single peach on that in that sandwich?
I wouldn't know if there...
Oh, my. So does the bread make it better or worse? Because this...
because the bread was dry. So I have to chew really hard to get the bread down.
Oh, no. All you had to do was play one of the best games.
The bread acts like a glue. The bread is gluing the barf beans to my teeth.
Oh, no. Ew. This is just... Alex, it's a good game. Look at any review. Look at any message board. This was the best scenario I could have given you. And the game isn't even difficult. It is such a banger of a game. I platinumed it. Or wait, no, I lied. I didn't platinum it. I did get the Ultimate Keyblade, which is borderline like platinuming it because you have to do so much freaking crap to get it. You deserve this because I have played so much crap like Outer Wilds, like Resident Evil 2, all these other sucky games that you're like, dude, it's real. Lumines, garbage. And you were, oh, they're really good. So I bought them. I played them. This is your payback.
I don't want to swallow this. I don't want to swallow this.
Do you have if you spit it out, I think I'm okay with that. If you want to spit it out, I would accept that still as a punishment.
I'm a man.
Oh, you swallowed it? Oh, man. I actually kind of feel bad. Oh, you swallowed it. Dude, you're going to be sick to your stomach. Oh, my. You are going to... Listen, guys, listeners, this is really top entertainment right here. Alex just did something no one on mankind in this world has done. I applaud you, Alex, for bucking up and taking your punishment like a man. All you had to do is play one of the best games.
I will say the worst part of the punishment is listening to you talk about Kingdom Hearts 2, and I'm not allowed to rebut it.
Yeah, you can't rebut because It's facts. I got actual evidence to prove what I'm saying is correct. Listeners, when we come back, we're going to go to a segment break, and we have our Christmas gifts to give each other, maybe cover a few other things, and then finally lay episode 100 to bed. All right, we are back. The last segment of Play PSVR2, the podcast, episode 100. We have had a wonderful time. I hope you've had a wonderful time. Alex, the last thing we've got to do is open presents. However, I do want to take a minute. Are you hanging in there, buddy?
Adam, here's the deal. Full disclosure, I didn't eat very much today. And the first meal I really had was a bag of ranch-flavored bugles, which is not great, but it just is what happened in my life. And then I followed it up with these barf-flavored jelly beans on bread. Right now, I think I'm okay. We'll be able to finish the podcast. I'm not optimistic about later in this evening. The last thing I want to happen is to have ranch-flavored bugle barf come up, but I can't definitively say it's not going to occur. Right now, I'm okay. Tomorrow, I might not be here.
Just don't play VR pigeons.
No,
As you bob your head, more may come.
I can't even think about bobbing my head right now.
Okay, so I don't know how many gifts we have. I say we just go back and forth. So
yeah, let's do that. Yeah,
Alex and I went AliExpress, and we've done this before. We buy each other gifts. Most of the time it's random, just totally bullcrap, and most of the time it's inappropriate. But that's the fun of it. Our friends over in China hook us up, and clearly we have no idea what you got. I am excited for a couple things for you to open. Also, there was something where you thought maybe we got each other the same gift. Like, we danced around it. Okay, so this...
Yeah.
What? A visual earpiece? What is... What is...
So, Adam, there's a reason why I got you every gift that I got you. This is a visual ear pick. It connects to your phone. And so when you are cleaning out your ear with this ear pick, cleaning out the earwax, you can see with the camera on the visual ear pick where the earwax is, so you can pull that out of your ear. You can target what you're trying to get. When we're talking about immersive experiences, this is one of the most immersive experiences you can have. And Adam, also, because we're doing VR, you're going to be wearing a headphone. Earwax buildup is a serious issue. I want to make sure we tackle that for you so you don't run into ear infections. Make sure you can hear all of the beats of Area B. That is your visual ear pick. Merry Christmas, Adam.
Dude, what the... First of all, this is actually pretty cool, but not because of the ear pick. Do you know what I can shove this up? Well, that sounded bad, but really, I could use this for so many things. Dude, this is dope. Like,
that's yeah, full disclosure, I've seen one of those and it was startling and impressive. So I hope you enjoy it. Adam, I'm opening this bag right now.
The light comes on.
Yeah, so you can see inside your ear.
So wait, do I just use my phone? How do I...
I think you got to connect it to your phone, and there might be an app you have to download. I don't know the full details behind it, but you should be able to see inside of your ear. Now, Adam, I'm opening up...
bright light. Dude, I am thrilled. The things I can do with this, like, my mind is running like a mile a minute here, man. Like, it is...
We need a YouTube short of the inside of your ear canal, Adam. That's what I want. Here you go.
I'm going to be doing a YouTube short of inside of everything.
You open the corner of a Pokemon pack and use that to see what's in there.
Dude, no, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to shove this somewhere, and the YouTube short is what orifice.
You have to guess what I'm looking at. Guess what hole in my body we're investigating right now?
I don't know what you were thinking about when you got this for real, but this is one of the most thoughtful gifts I've ever been given. My parents have never touched this amount of potential in a gift. that they've given me. Holy crap.
Just for the record, the most thoughtful gift Adam's ever been given is a camera that he can stick up his butt. Let's move on. Adam, you sent me more gifts than I think I sent you, so we're just going to burn through these here. I apologize, but I'm glad
I
you
don't know. I have quite a few. See, I just bought you. I didn't buy you something like this, though.
This is
You're going to put me to shame.
This is the beauty.
Thing is so cool.
This is the beauty of AliExpress. This is why Adam and I do it. We set a $50, what is it, $50, $20, something like that. We buy each other random stuff and send it to each other, and this is us opening up the packages. And here's the thing, when they send it from China, they wrap that sucker up. So this is taking me a while to get out. I have no idea what's in here.
I know. Well, you should have gotten yourself, I don't think anything is fragile.
Oh, all right. So Adam's trying to get us demonetized. Okay, my daughter at school, when she's good, she earns something called a squishy. It's a little animal that's like gelatinous, and you can squeeze it. Usually it's an animal. It's like a polar bear or something like that. Adam sent me the equivalent of that, but it is a penis. It's a squishy penis.
I forgot. Does it have abs?
No, it has a frenulum, I think is the word. The area underneath the, yeah, I don't need to go into detail here. It has feet. It has a little hole so it can stick on the edge of a pencil. So if I do this, it'll sit on the edge of my pencil.
I didn't even know that. I thought it was squishy.
It's a little penis with eyes, feet, and butt cheeks. It is squishy, but it has a hole in the bottom so you can stick it on your pencil. So when next time I'm taking a test or something, I write this down and people say, "Oh, isn't that cute? He's got a little animal there." And I turn it around and the penis is looking at him with his eyeballs. Everybody look into this little squishy penis right here. I'm sorry.
And then you're like, "Oh, I got a YouTube short to show you if you like that."
I got something short to show you. Yeah.
Oh, I was talking about me shoving this in my wiener, but you were talking about actually showing them yours.
Okay. Oh, that's great. Thank you, Adam. This I can't show my kids, but I can show the rest of the world, so that's fine.
Yeah, no, you probably can't do anything like that. I am. you open another one because I'm gonna figure this out. There's a little QR code on here. I think I'm gonna have to.
All right, here's another one here. Let's bust this bad boy open. It's got some protective wrapping, so it might be kind of fragile right here. Some styrofoam.
The app is in Chinese. Should I trust this?
You should trust it. All right, so this is a banana. It looks like something opens, so let's see what happens inside this banana. Adam seems to know what's going on here. I'm not going to read any packaging. I just want to discover the mystery here. This is a banana. If I open... guess what? Guess what, everybody? It's an embarrassingly red. So what I want to know is what the function of this is. What is this advertised as? On AliExpress, you'll get some nefarious things advertised as like a massager or an ear pick. I want to know. I'm not going to open this. I don't want to get us delisted off YouTube. You can kind of see where we're going. I want to know why it's sheathed. Is this so I can maybe put it in a bowl on my dinner table for guests to admire, and then when they leave, I can go and enjoy the rest of my evening by myself? Also, I will just say the curvature is startling, and the curvature is disorienting, and it is anatomically disturbing.
Dude, it's good. It's good stuff. I like that one. So I got this. I got to work with it. So I got the camera to work, but the resolution is awful. So I think I'm going to have to mess with some settings. Okay. This is something that feels like an article of clothing. It's soft.
I did get you. I got you something, and I'm very interested to see if it turns out to be what I think it is.
That's interesting.
Why did anybody make this is my question. You got to open it all the way up.
So this is not the thing I got you.
This is not the thing
you
you got me.
You were thinking we got each other the same shirt.
Yeah. I thought that we were being marketed the same way. Turn it around, Adam. Turn it around.
It's on both sides.
You get it coming and going, baby. You get it coming and going.
I love it. Okay.
What I want to know what the point of it is. Is it
Dude,
seductive? Is
no
it a
joke.
warning?
This is kind of a high quality shirt. Like it's a nice, not spandex, polyester. Like this is nicer than cotton.
So you can work out in it.
Yeah.
That Adam, I'll be honest, that's a good fit. That's a good fit.
Dude, it feels good. It is silky.
So here's what you sent me a shirt as well. Yeah, I'll zoom back a little bit so we can see it.
The thing is, all of your gifts have backfired. I love them. We can't see it because of your background.
A hairy shirt.
You can't see it because your stupid background, but it's okay. Just take a picture of it, and then
it's a hairy shirt. It simulates body hair, so if I wear it, people will think I'm shirtless.
Oh, I thought I got you the pizza one. I forgot the hairy body.
And there's a belly button right there. There we go. That's where the belly button. Let me pop this on. Adam, you open the next gift. I'll take off my headset and pop this on so we can see it.
That is I thought I got you the pizza. Yeah, that's. I don't know when you would wear that.
I'm gonna wear it every day of my life.
I would wear that. Okay, this is small. What the? Oh, it's a little basketball game. Okay. I love fidget toys. This is perfect for the office.
Oh, this actually fits really well, Adam. Here's the thing. So yeah, Adam, everything I got you has a theme to it. You talked about you're going to be camping out to get a PSVR at GameStop. You don't want to be bored. You're going to run out of your cell phone games. Your battery's going to die. You need to entertain yourself. That's going to entertain yourself while you're waiting in line to get a PSVR because you were not part of the premium select group that I am. So that's the first element there for you. The shirt you can wear to ward off anybody who thinks that they might have their way with you. This lets them know that you're taken by that lady.
And then the camera is just
the camera is to keep yourself healthy. You want to be able to investigate your orifices. If you fall asleep, you might need to investigate and make sure nothing nefarious happened while you were asleep.
I want to be able to explore myself in ways I wasn't previously able to.
See, you got it. Now, I want to comment on the shirt, Adam. I promise you, I'm going to sleep in this shirt tonight so that when I wake up, my wife and my kids are asleep. When I wake up, this is the first thing they see of me, is me in this shirt. And they say, wow, you've suddenly gained a lot of body hair and you're also in better shape than you were when we last saw you. So thank you for this. You're right. The quality is like surprisingly decent. I need to get more AliExpress shirts because
yours is like that too. Is it like almost smooth and
it's a bit slick, right? Like I worry about if I wash it, if something bad's going to happen. Maybe I'll never wash it. Maybe I'll never take it off. I want this to be my body.
Dude, I don't know. I feel like I got the better end of the deal here because I would wear this out as a joke. I don't know when you could wear that.
I need to see. Adam, this seems more reasonable to me than what you're wearing. I want to see a video of you wearing that in public and walking through a mall. So if you can make that happen for me, this entire experiment has been worth it. So I'm opening this next one here, if that's okay.
Yeah.
What is this? It says host something hook. All right, there we go. This is a thoughtful gift of Adam. This is a hook to put on the side of my PSVR to hang my headset on, which is perfect because right now my headset's just sitting around doing nothing, waiting to be walked on and crushed on. What is this? There's a little thing inside it. So this is kind of confusing. There's a set of screws. I'm guessing this is wall studs. So I can actually hang my VR headset, or not my VR headset, my headphones on the wall when I'm not using it. So either I hang it off of the PS5. Here we go. This is nice. Actually, this is what's surprising about AliExpress is this is surprisingly good build quality. It's got a little cushion there. Okay, yeah, Adam.
Did you give me a bathroom mat?
I talked to you about our next business venture, and you poo-pooed the idea. So with the remaining funds I had after buying you that very opulent shirt, I invested in a mat. So when you're playing VR, you can make that be your center. So you know if you start getting outside of your environment, you start moving outside of the region of detection, you can use this mat feel with your toes to determine if you're moving too far away from the play area. It's a safety mechanism. It's also something to let you know that you can play VR in the bath. Let's just say that.
It sounds like I just got a new bath mat. Okay, I'll take it.
All right.
I'll take it.
All right, what's the next one here? I'm not going to say it. Adam, you misspelled my name on all of the packaging, and I appreciate it. That's how I know the packages came from you.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
What the heck is...
Okay. If anybody has any questions, this next item is also phallic in mode. It says there is no best but better original accessories. Enjoy the best quality cable. No, this isn't phallic. Okay, forgive me. This is not a phallic item. But
I don't know what it is.
I can't open it here. Okay, I got it. I got it. This is. Oh no, something fell off. It was the cat. Okay. It's a USB dog, and okay, so you can't quite make it out. It's a USB beagle, and I think when you plug him in, he starts humping because the back moves right here. So he's gonna start humping when you have him plugged in.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious because I think that I don't know if it stores data. I think the USB is probably just gonna be pulling power, and this little guy is gonna be humping my.
Wait, what? I thought it was a real USB. I thought it was just funny.
Hey, it might be a real USB. I just got to find a USB port to plug it into.
Dude,
and find out.
Okay, what am I doing here? What is this thing?
Let me see.
It's like a
Adam,
switch knife?
when you are staying up late camping out to get your VR, there are going to be people trying to scalp the PSVR2. So I got you a deterrent. Now, it is illegal to have a switchblade in the United States, but all you need is the presentation of a switchblade. So you show that, you flash that, people know you're not messing around. But then when they leave, you open it up, you comb your hair. It's a nice metallic rainbow. We call this poop fly green, the way it changes its iridescence. And it's a switchblade comb. So a butterfly knife comb.
It's cool looking.
Yeah.
The comb isn't very.
Isn't very fine, but that's okay.
Okay.
But this is a butterfly knife comb. So now, if you're not going to comb with it, you can practice doing butterfly tricks. What I want you to do is be able to open it and close it with one hand, like a hitman.
I about just destroyed my hand.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. Look up butter. There you go, and then you stab and you close it, or you flip it open, comb your hair, close it again. Nobody's gonna mess with you, Adam. Ooh. Nobody's gonna mess with you.
I'm a butterface.
You're a butterface with a butterfly knife. Really, nobody's gonna mess with you if you're wearing that shirt. To be honest,
that's between the shirt, this, and me exploring myself with the camera. No one's gonna come near me.
Adam, I think this whole AliExpress venture is one of the best ideas we've had. I think you had the idea, so I applaud you for that. Dude. Now, this is a pack of red squishy things. Okay, this one does look very phallic. Do you know what this is?
Wait. Yes, now I do. So there's a point to it. It's a magic trick. Yeah.
What's a magic? Oh, look at this ball that I have in my hand.
Yeah. There was a video. It was a Japanese game show. I think it was maybe it was Chinese.
So they send you a YouTube link of where to have the instructions for this magic trick. So I'm gonna have to look this up. Of course, they send it to you on a piece of paper, but it's an encrypted YouTube link. So I'm gonna have to type this in directly before I figure out exactly what's going on. I can't search for red.
So I think what happens is you give everyone a ball, and then they're like, "Oh, it's a ball," and then one person is like, "Oh, look at mine," and it pops into a penis.
So you wad it up and you hand each person a wad, and then you say 1, 2, 3, open, penis.
I guess.
I think that's it right there. Penis.
You don't know what's happening. Yeah.
Penis.
I like it.
I really like this. This is great. I'm gonna surprise. So I walk up to my family and say, "Hey, how you doing?" Hello, Mom. Nice to meet you on Christmas.
It's good. I didn't realize that like everything I sent you involves wieners.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do an Area P next year. It sounds like.
Yeah. My gosh. Okay, how many more do you got?
I have 3 more to open up. I don't think I've. How many more do you have?
I have 2. I'll let you open one more, and then we'll take turns.
All right. You have the one that's like cushioned, right?
Yeah. I've got a big cushioned one, and then I don't know what the F this is.
Okay, this is actually. I was actually wanting to get one of these. If it is what I think it is, I don't know where you thought to get this. So this is a ball with string, and for people that don't know, I'm really into boxing. This is like a harness, and I'm pretty sure you strap this around your head.
Oh yeah. That's why I knew the ball. I was like, you like boxing? I thought
This
you
is-
would look like an idiot. That's
No,
why I got it.
You do look like an idiot. What you do is you tie this around this little fastener right here. You have this ball. You have it attached to your head, and then you punch the ball to keep it out away from you. It does your hand-eye coordination. I seriously was legitimately looking for one of these. So thank you, Adam. This
But
is
it's probably very low quality. But you know,
you don't need high quality for this. You just need something that works. And this has a bungee string. I'm gonna get it ready here, so maybe I can demonstrate it.
oh geez, there's like a butt ton of things in this one. What the F is? Oh my! Is this more ear? Is this earwax remover?
Did they send you two?
No, this package has like a bunch of crap in it.
Adam, I'll be honest. Here's what happened: is I ordered Adam's stuff and it got shipped to me, and then I forgot. Oh, so Adam, when you're camping out, you're not going to be able to leave the line to use the bathroom. So I bought you a personal, not a catheter set, but a personal set so that you can use the restroom, relieve yourself, and then dispose of it later. So this is a portable urinal, if you will, to relieve yourself while you're in line to get your PSVR or your Pokemon cards.
Where do I pee?
Open it. It's a funnel that you pee into. You stick it into that container, and that collects your urine.
The funnel is empty. Like there's no opening to it.
Maybe it just helps guide your urine to the nearest bush.
Oh no! Let's try it live.
I'm gonna take my headphones off so I can't hear you. I'm gonna put this. Oh, I've already messed up the. No, there we go. I'm gonna put this on and try to box real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, this I don't fully. Oh, there it is. What the heck? Yeah, okay. Dude, that's not I mean, look at that. That's not a lot of pee. I feel like that's 1 pee's worth of volume. But you know.
How do these guys do this?
Oh, I didn't even notice you're trying. I mean, it looks near impossible. There's no way you're gonna be able to do it.
Sorry, Adam, I couldn't hear you. I was too busy training for my next big fight.
Yeah, wow, you look so dumb. Yeah, you didn't do a very good job.
Well, champions don't have to look good in the gym. They just have to look good on the night of.
Okay, so that thing is weird. This is definitely...
Wait. Did you figure out where to pee?
Yeah, it pops open. Wait. Right here. And I don't know really, I guess my wiener is bigger than that, so I don't know where I'm going to put...
Okay, you don't have to stick your wiener in it. You just have to pee into it.
Why don't I just pee in this? Why do I need the funnel at all?
Because you might have a lot of urine, and you don't want to dip your wiener in the urine.
Okay. It's a thought that counts.
So, Adam, when you're waiting in line, you're going to be so happy you have that. So please take it with you.
And then this thing is what, supposed to pick my earwax out?
Did I buy you 2 of those on accident? Maybe I did.
No, this is different. This isn't.
I don't even know what that is.
I think you put it in here and then you pull earwax out. It says it's called the Smart Swab.
Wait, okay, I gotta look up what I ordered for you here. Give me just a moment.
I mean, it definitely came from China, so.
Well, yeah, it's AliExpress.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it is. It's like, yeah, it's to get earwax out of your ears. So your thinking was that I could look at what is in my ears with the camera, and then I could use this to get it out. But I'm not.
Like the first one is that one is like a gross, like you're trying to get everything you can. The second one is the fine tuning with the camera, get things you might have missed.
I feel like I'm scared to shove this in my ear.
Don't be scared. No. Don't be scared. You did get a smart visual ear cleaner, ear stick, endoscope, ear pick camera. That was the first one. Yeah. And then you also got a. Adam, I never ordered you that. Oh no, here we go. Okay. Yeah, spiral ear plucker, rotating ear plucking artifact, children's ear cleaner. I think it's automated. I think it spins for you. It should have several different heads. It's for oily ears. It also is an ear massage. Actually, Adam, I'll be honest with you. This would be something I actually want because I clean my ears with the ear picker. It feels really good for some reason to have something massaging the inside of your ear. Just do it as a massage. You're going to enjoy it. Trust me. Trust me. I want feedback next week.
Okay.
So it looks nefarious, Adam. When you are out there, yeah, you have the deterrent with the butterfly comb knife, but if you actually do have to defend yourself, this is a BB gun that is a balloon BB gun. So what you do, yeah, you shoot a BB out with that.
Holy!
It should have come with BBs.
Oh, I don't see BBs.
Yeah, it should have come with some BBs, or maybe you have to provide your own. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it didn't come with any. Dang! But that's okay. I got buttloads of them.
Okay.
Dude, I could kill someone with this. Could you imagine how that could probably break a window, bro?
I told you, I can send you the image of it, and you pull it back and launch it, and they're shooting a BB out. Maybe they don't give you the BB, they just give you the launcher. But the picture says it shoots 350 feet per second, and they're blowing up a cola can. It also contains your ammunition. So get a couple BBs, you will defend yourself, and nobody's going to give you any problems. Adam, I opened up this one. This is looks like I have a couple of them here. They sent me 5, which here's what I like, Adam. AliExpress, if you don't know if something's going to be quality, you can just get multiple because they're like 50 cents each. This is a stretchy flying toy. And it just says shoot you. Stretchy flying toy.
Oh yeah.
Shoot you. This is a slingshot piece of poop. A slingshot turd. Say turd one more time.
It's good for the whole family. You take it and your whole family can play with it. It's innocent. It's fun. There's 5 of them.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. It just stuck on my monitor. I didn't know it was going to do that. So not only do you loop it in, you loop it in and then it launches. This is a launcher. I thought it was just going to hit something, but it will actually launch. Let me see if I can launch it at my own face.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So
let's do it.
So you guys can see I do this for you. Ready?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I heard it.
And then it would stick. And it'd be like, you got poop on your face. And I'd say, no, I don't. You got poop on your face because I'd be right back at
That's
them.
my face. That's not poop.
This is actually really nice. I I will have fun with my kids playing with this. They will not
exactly.
play.
Yeah, I was like, that's good. It's okay. I'm going for this one intrigued me the most because it is so well packaged.
We both have something like that. So
wait, what? You must be missing something because there was one thing that I know was supposed to be like something I thought you would like, and you haven't opened it, and it's not that big, so it can't be that thing.
Well, this has a bunch of packaging to it.
I mean, the thing is, AliExpress, you think you know what you got, but really you don't until you actually get it, you know?
Yeah. Oh, what is this?
The fact you're saying that tells me it's not what I'm thinking.
No. Oh, I do like this. This is actually really cool. Ugh. So Adam knows I like Dragon Ball Z. I also like boxing.
Oh,
so
okay.
This is forgive the packaging. It's fine. This is a Majin Buu. If you like Dragon Ball Z, he's the fat guy who eats everybody. Majin Buu boxing set. He's hitting a punching bag here. This is a really cool statue here.
I tried to find something boxing, and I couldn't find any of the main characters. But there was him, so I was like,
"No, this is perfect."
I don't know if he's cool or not, but he's boxing, so I got it.
He's the most powerful character in Dragon Ball Z.
What?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Look at that. Look at that. That is actually really awesome. I love this.
Oh, perfect. Does it move or anything?
It doesn't, but I don't need it to. I want to see him punching the punching bag. Look at how fat he looks. Just giving it the old heave ho.
Oh yeah, he is. That is perfect. Okay, so you did. Why did they package it so much?
Because you don't want the statue. The statues are works of art. You don't want it to be broken.
Isn't it plastic?
No, it's very heavy.
Oh, geez. Now I know why this one was. What the F is this?
So you're always making your fancy drinks. This is a fancy drink container. It actually contains 2 drinks. So in the promo images, it showed them, one drink is something and the other drink is another thing, and you have them in the same container, and it looks really cool when you have them both poured in there. So it's supposed to be a drink container. Thinking about it now, it might be pretty difficult to wash. Hopefully it's dishwasher safe. But the inner module contains one beverage, the outer module contains another beverage, so it's just like a
So
nice.
I take this and then I drink it like that?
Yeah, if you want to, or put a straw in it like a human.
There's no way. Anyhow, dude, this is dope. This is actually good for a decoration. Maybe not necessarily to drink out of it.
Or you just fill it with a liquid, 2 different colored liquids. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
My
that's
ball
pretty
is stuck in my
cool.
shirt. There we go. Okay.
Dude, it looks scientific. I put a couple good colors in here. It's good for my office.
So that's what you're
They'll
going
be
to do. Put some ginger in one side and some tea in the other side. You get a swig of ginger, a swig of tea, and you're ready to play VR a little bit more when that motion sickness kicks in.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I like this.
There you
Again, I don't
go.
know if I'm going to use it to drink out of, but for a scientific display piece, I'm a big fan.
There you go. Get some colored oils or something in there. Hang it out. in there.
Dude.
This was great.
Dude, this was a successful exchange. I'm gonna have a butt ton of fun with this thing. I'm gonna probably bust a window, get in trouble, kill someone.
Do you have the old PSVR headset that you drug behind your car?
No, it's destroyed, I think.
I was going to say, if you still had it, you should see if it can survive getting blasted with that thing.
Oh, that would have been good. Maybe the second headset I have when I don't need it anymore.
All right. We'll find something you can destroy. If you have a bad pack of Pokemon cards, you can see if you can punch a hole through a Pokemon card. One of the energy cards.
That should be it. I don't even know if it's bad. I just shoot a hole through it and let's see what happens.
Adam, that's a great idea, and I'm also preemptively worried for you that you're going to punch a hole through like a $500 card. But it's all for the content, so you need to do it.
That's right. Dude, I love it. Thank you for my gifts. I am going to put good use to this. And I love the camera. I'm going to have so much fun with that. I'm going to go up to strangers, and I'm going to be like,
let me check your
"Open
orifice. I'm Dr. Adam. Let me have a look."
And over.
Oh, well, Merry Christmas, Adam. Congratulations on 100 episodes of Play PSVR, the podcast. This was a marathon session, and I've really enjoyed it. Thank you for the gifts. I'm loving all of these. This is super exciting. But we're running out of time here. Do you have any last words before I take us out?
Dude, what a ride. 100 episodes. Couldn't have planned it better. The quality's increased. The entertainment has increased. And it's only going to get better with PSVR2. I can't wait. We got almost, 2 months to go. And we're going to have PSVR2s on our head.
Yeah. Everybody, thank you for joining us for the 100 episode ride. Listen, we talk a big game. We walk a big game. We are here for you 100 times over. We're doing this for you. We're releasing this podcast, giving you the content you need. So throw us a bone sometimes. Go onto iTunes, leave us a review, follow us on Twitter. We are Gaming Court on Twitter. Gaming is in session. Please send us an email, contact@playpsvr.com. It exists, and we will respond. We want you to roast us. The roast box are coming back. Go ahead and practice your talent now, because we want to get hit hard and heavy when the roast boxes go live. But go ahead, go on YouTube, just look up Gaming is in Session. You'll see that yellow gavel that will have the latest podcast episode. If you're not already subscribed, you better do so. But even more so, you better comment and tell us why we're wrong, why we're right, why Adam needs to eat a bean, please, because I've had enough here. Also, send us your fan art. We'll show it on the video here. We love seeing that stuff. We'll share it with you. If we have gaming codes, if you want a Monkey King code, we can probably send you one. And if you're special, if you're lucky, I will send you a copy of Area B for free. We do this for you. We do this for your family. We do this for the world 100 times over. This is Play PSVR2, the podcast. For Adam, I am Alex. Thank you for listening to Play PSVR2, the podcast, where virtual reality is our reality.